Well, the Zap put up their most runs scored throughout their first 7 games of the season. Unfortunately, though, they give up their most runs of the season when Spearfish scores 18. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Nicholas Bennett, joined by my co-host and Brandon Whaley. Brandon, the Zap put up their most runs with 10, but they give up a 10 spot in the second. How can they come back with game 2, try and even up the series?
Well, I think it starts with the infield. You had, first of all, in the first inning, you only allow one run. Noah Liff was pretty well going on. He was sharp in the first inning. He was getting batters down in the count early on, usually 0-2 counts. And then after the bottom of the first, where the Zap went 1, 2, and 3, you come back, and then it's batter after batter. They're hitting on these 0-2 counts. They're getting a lift in bad positions offensively, and then it's the infield, really. You had Ludvigsen. He missed a couple of throws. He dove for one ground ball into the right field gap. He couldn't get it. You had Mason Melton. He missed a few throws. And it spiraled out of control from there, and that's what led to the 10 spot in the second inning for the Spearfish Sasquatch. And right out of the get-go, down 11-0, the air has gone out of the bag, as you will. It's really hard to come back down 11-0 when your defense isn't doing their job. And the outfield, to their credit, picked up the slack. Imhoff was consistent in his throws down to home plate. He was able to pick off a runner. And the infield settled in as the game went on. After, I believe, the 6th inning, they only allowed 2 runs. And that's what helped the Oahe Zap come back into the ball game. But the problem was they were plating runners, the Zap were, but they didn't have a consistent hitter. They didn't have a consistent bat that said, hey, I can take the load off you when we're not hitting, we're not making contact. Because the Zap only had 5 hits yesterday, and miraculously they still had 11 runs.
Yeah, I mean, most of our scoring came in that 4th inning where we were playing well the entire time. We were getting walks, we were getting hit. Unfortunately, for Cy Taylor, I got to talk with him a little bit. He got hit, got plugged 3 times. He said thankfully they weren't in difficult spots where it hurts the most. Got hit in the shoulder a little bit. I would think that hurts, but I mean, if you have a kind of a guard on it, and then he got hit in the butt once, and a lot of guys hit in that game, and then I mean, in the 4th inning, you like to see that we had bases loaded and we just kept on walking, kept on getting hit. But at some point, you want to hit there.
That's true. And, I mean, walks, they can be successful to an extent, but at a point, there was 2 outs in that 4th inning. You had just popped out, and you still had the bases loaded, and you needed something. You needed maybe a base hit that would score 2 runs, that would give you a little bit of juice. Because, yes, walks will be nice, and, yeah, you'll be like, oh, bases loaded, let's go. But at a certain point, this is baseball. This isn't just walk your batters and take your bases. Those are fundamental parts of the game that are important. But the real play in baseball is when you hit and when you make contact with the ball and get it into the gaps. And that's what we saw in the 3rd game of the series against the Casper Spuds, because they were able early on in the game to take control right out of the gate against Casper. They were able to get those grounders into the field of play. They were able to drop in liners, drop in bloopers. And then when you do that, all aspects of your offense are working. And also it's complementary too, because when you're going out there, when you're getting runs, and when you're putting the ball in play, then your defense has their load is much less than what they would if you have to say to them, go out and make sure it's a 1-2-3. Make sure you're getting as many strikeouts as you can, as many outs as you can, and allow less runners than if you were to have a 9-run game going into the top of the 8th, and they were able to survive it with a 4-run spot from the Casper Spuds and eventually escape with a 10-8 win. And we are about to get set for our national anthem.
beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, our national anthem. And before we get into this game, as it's 5:02, I want to quickly get something in. Favorite player performance of yesterday, Brandon?
Mason Melton, and you covered him. You gave him, you got him an interview, and he has a 5-game hit streak, I believe, and he's been really key in this Zap batting order. And when you're going as cold as you are for the Oahe Zap, it's very imperative that you can get a guy that you can rely on. And great teams, obviously, they have multiple guys, multiple batters they can go to in different situations and say, hey, we need a run. Mason Melton has provided that over the past few games. And it's a testament to the learning curve and testament to the growth that we've seen from the Oahe Zap, that they've been able to lean on him early on in the season and hopefully continue to build a batting order that can lean on multiple different hitters.
Yeah. Have a quick interview with Mason Melton before we get started with this game.
Nicholas Bennett, joined by Mason Melton. Mason, you guys saw Spearfish on the road last weekend. What did you learn from that series, and how can the team learn from those lessons at home tonight?
Spearfish is good. They're a very good team, and they find ways to win. They're a bunch of good D1 guys. A lot of them very good. They got good arms. We learned they have really good arms. They hit the ball very well. I mean, you see they put up a lot of runs, 17, 15, 7. They're going to put up runs. We just got to be able to, as a pitching staff, limit them, get ahead in the counts, and just find a way to get out of innings, keep it low, and find a way to keep hitting the ball like we are. I think we're getting on base good enough and just doing our thing.
You've been finding ways to get on base and score runs lately. What's been working for you at the...
We'll hear more from Mason after this first inning. As we get started here, I'll get the scoreboard up running. So we're about to get the first pitch from our starter in Ridge Linebach. Pitching to Bo Iandoli. Top of the frame, first pitch. Low and inside for ball one. And Ridge played well in his first start. A local peer, South Dakota native. As Iandoli will spin his bat a couple times as Ridge pitched down. Called strike one low. And one thing I like about Ridge, Brandon, is he pitches quickly.
He does. He catches the batters off guard. That's something that Iandoli and the rest of the Sasquatch will have to get used to.
Ridge sets late kick and deals. Fouled off to the netting behind the plate.
That's a start you want to see from Linebach. Getting ahead in the count 1-2 is a great pitcher's count.
Seeing if he can keep up his production from his last start when he started against the Spuds last weekend. Pitch down. Call ball inside.
Yeah, that looked like it caught the inside corner to me, but no can do, and it evens up the count.
2-2 count with a little breezy day just like yesterday, but unfortunately the wind is going inside. Pitch down. Low and in. Scoots into the dirt to the backstop. And that's something that we've seen repetitive from all pitchers on the Zap.
Yeah, and you also look at Briggs Richard against the Spuds in that Game 3. He had a few balls get away from him behind the backstop that he couldn't track and allowed a few runs on that. So imperative today that he's able to flip his mask off and immediately track that ball.
Full count. Got him on the swing and miss. I thought that potentially was a foul tip, but went into the glove of Briggs. Strikeout number one for Ridge.
Yeah, and great pitch by Linebach, too. You get him inside again. In that time, questionable whether it would be a strike or a ball, and that's what was able to get Iandoli to swing at it, get the first out of the inning.
Ridge had 7 strikeouts in his first appearance with the Zap. Pitch down. Swing and miss. Ball bounces into the dirt. And sure, there's no runners on, but you still like to potentially block the ball.
Yeah, just to keep it a habit, just to make sure you're not getting a little lazy there, especially when there's runners on the corners, bases loaded, and then you have an instinct to let it go instead of going and track at the ball.
Dominic Torres, the best infielder for the Spearfish, watches ball one outside, in my opinion. A lot of D1 players on this Spearfish team. Lake Hickadeals. Called strike. Thought that was inside to Torres. But it catches the top corner. And now we're at a 1-2 count again. As Ridge looks to possibly strike out Torres. Grounder through the first and second base gap. And that will be a single for Torres to start off the Sasquatch after striking out.
Well, it looked like Gavin Fraser and Ludvigsen had a little bit of miscommunication there because Gavin initially went for it. He started taking a right foot step towards that grounder, but Ludvigsen was looking at it too. And both kind of watched it go by. And not the greatest play from the infield, but still you have one out and only one man on base. So good. Yeah, pitch right down the middle for strike.
A 1 count to Kwapnowski. Crew Moeller on deck, along with Melendrez on double deck. Runner takes his lead in Torres, pitch down. Fouled off to the netting behind the plate. Moves to another 2-strike count. Ridge was very efficient in his first start. Only walked 3 batters. Gave up 3 runs. Pitch down. Called ball on the outside. Some players held their breath there. They thought that was a strike. As count will move 1-2. Ridge steps off. Does not throw it to first. As Torres slides back. Safe. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Pitch down. Runner runs and Torres. Throw down from Briggs. Tag. Out.
Hey, great throw by Briggs Richard.
I initially thought that Torres maybe got the swim, but no, sorry.
No, Briggs Richard was right on top of that. Right when he got the pitch, a little bit outside, he fired that ball, and that time it was perfect. Before, yesterday especially, he hopped a few. Today was perfect.
2-2. Grounder to the Zap dugout for this count to keep going, as it's all 2s here.
Yeah, Kwapnowski actually pitched last night. If you were on the radio broadcast, he pitched the bottom of the 9th inning, struck out 3 batters.
Pitch down. Swing and miss. Got it by Kwapnowski. And that is 2 strikeouts for Leinbach. Gave up a single, but Torres got thrown out by Richards. And that is efficient pitching and defense from the Zap.
It sure is. That was the definition of a perfect start from Leinbach in the infield. Yes, you may have given up a single. There may have been miscommunication, but it's about how you finish the play and how you move forward from there. You talk about how baseball, you're always next play mentality, and that's something that we want to see out of this this Zap infield and Zap team overall.
And I'm going to send it quickly to continue this interview with Mason Melton, the leadoff batter for the Zap. Hopefully we can get this in before he takes his position in the batter's box.
It's just simpled it down. When I first got here, I was moving a little too quick. I just got to be able to let the game come to me. It's baseball. It's a long season. Try to get on time more. I've been getting there. Still I'm struggling a little bit with being on time, especially with these kind of guys we're seeing. We're seeing 90 consistently with these guys, and just thinking about it is getting on time. Because if you're on time, you're not going to be able to hit.
As a third baseman, how important is it to stay locked in defensively when you're facing a lineup that you've already seen multiple times this season?
I mean, we do scouting reports. Our intern, he helps us with them. We look at them and look at the board, and he puts them on there. We know how they hit. They got a big guy in their lineup that likes to pull the ball, so I got to be ready. I got to be locked in every pitch. My college coach tells me all the time, you got to be able to always be locked in, because that one time you're not locked in, the ball's going to find you, and you're going to make an error.
Did you play third base growing up?
No, actually. I played, when I was in high school, I was a catcher full-time. I played a little bit third, but not mainly, so it was just a little bit. About 14 innings, probably. Not many. But I got to college as a freshman, and I started playing third. Ever since, I've been a straight third
catcher's
base.
only bad when it's hot as heck out, when it's 100 plus degrees.
Yeah, I do not like it. So it is what it is.
After a long stretch of games, what's the mindset of this clubhouse heading into Game 2 tonight as you guys try to even the series?
I mean, we know they're good. we've seen enough. We just got to go out there and we got to be loose. We got to play. No, we can't be tight anyway today. We just got to go out there and be like you said, locked in every single pitch. Be ready because we had 5 errors last night. So we just got to be locked in every pitch. We know the ball's going to come to us. They're not a striking out team. They're going to hit the ball. They're going to put the ball in play. So we just got to be ready to go. We got to continue to work counts. Last night we worked a lot of counts. So if we keep doing that, I think we will be successful tonight.
Thanks for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was Mason Melton for the Zap as he gets into his batter's box in the righty spot as he looks to continue his 5-game hit streak. Carter Beatty on the bump, first pitch. Call for ball inside.
Yeah, and Carter Beatty, just like yesterday for the Sasquatch, he has a relatively small sample size. I'll talk about that after this second pitch.
Pitch down. Call for ball inside once again, 2-0 count.
Yeah, speaking of small sample size, only 11 innings pitched for the Tigers this year. 4 runs given up on 9 hits, 6 walk batters, and 9 Ks.
Third pitch. Call for ball outside, and Mason Melton, similar to the 4th inning, looking for a potential walk. Not a hit streak, but continue on base streak. Make it 6 games out of 7. Out of 8, excuse me. Out of 8. Pitch down. Watches ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Melton. Now Gavin Frazier on deck, coming up to bat. Frazier, one of the hot bats, still battling an injury with his ankle, but said it's just another day as he looks to get on. Beatty allows the leadoff walk, no outs, as Frazier's in the 2-hole. Pitch down. Call for a strike. Ty Farwell, a DH today on deck, then followed by the catcher and Briggs Richards. Late kick of deals. Call ball. Home plate umpire today. Starting off with what seems to be a little smaller strike zone than yesterday. Nonetheless, we move to a 1-1 count. Late kick of deals. Called strike 2 on the outside. As our scoreboard moves it around, as I believe it's a 1-2 count, but it says 0-2. 1-2. Watches ball 2 outside.
Yeah, just on the outside corner, you could see not a great frame up from the catcher. Just on the outside, now evens up the count.
Runner runs. Pitch down. That's a line drive down the left field line. Just lands foul. And I tell you, folks, as you could see, Melton had a great jump there.
He did. And not a bad swing from Gavin Frazier either. If that had gotten down fair, that could mean runners on 3rd and 2nd with nobody out.
With the way Melton was moving, possibly could have scored. Pitch down. Fouled off to the backstop netting. And he was potentially, by the time the windup started, Melton was already halfway to 2nd. And that ball would have went all the way to the corner. No outs still, 2-2 count. Ball outside and low. Great stop by Swain. Behind the dish. Count move 3-2. As Frazier looks to move on and keep this inning going. As Melton looks to advance. Melton does not run. Fly ball down the right field line. That lands just in foul territory.
He's trying him. He's going each and every way, trying to get a ball down that sideline, trying to drop in a run. To no avail that time.
Both pitchers pitching quickly. Melton takes his lead. Late kick of deals. Gavin Frazier watches. Ball 4 high. And back-to-back walks for the Zap. After Ridgeline Bach struck out 2 and Briggs Richards threw out 1. And now Ty Farwell, arguably the best hitter on the Zap so far this season.
He was the solo Zap to hit a solo home run. He's got a big bat and a big arm.
Late kick of deals. Fouled off onto the concourse, maybe the street. I don't see any cars moving. Only a bike on the sidewalk.
Looked like it might have gone into the trees.
Beatty, as the runners take their lead, not too big of leads. Beatty looks at the runner on second and Melton. He leg kick and deals. Ball into the dirt and inside. Count move 1-1. And this is what you like to see with the Zap. They did well in the fourth inning, getting runners on via walks. Just got to get hits when you need them in scoring position. Beatty deals. That's a ground ball to the second baseman. Shortstop. That gets into the center field. But Melton falls and is safe at third. Thankfully, no outs, as the center fielder in Morrison could have thrown it to third there. And I think Melton is going to possibly want a change with runner. No? Where was the out? Are they going to call interference?
Look like they might, yeah. That's interesting. Have to check up on that one.
Pitch down, into the dirt. Runners will move up through the bases. That gets all the way to the wall. Swain was a little slow to get to it. And the runners take their movements to 2 ducks on the pond. That could have potentially been the Zap score. Farwell singled to center. Farwell on second. Gavin Frazier on third. Leg kick and deals. Fouled off to the backstop netting is Briggs Richards, the catcher today. Moving around with Farwell. They switch around decently. Maybe every other game. Leg kick and deals in Beatty. That's a fly ball to the second baseman in Lopez. He gets under it, makes the easy routine catch.
Yeah, they called Melton out advancing to third. So that was interesting.
Interesting, because I didn't see a spot that would be considered not intentional, but interference. Have to get some word on that, possibly. But nonetheless, 2 runners on, 2 outs. Pitched out from Beatty. Ball into the dirt. Swain keeps it in front of him, however.
It's a great stop by Swain, Otherwise, that could have gotten behind the backstop, and Gavin Frazier is only 90 feet away from that home plate.
2 runners on the pond. And Frazier at third. Farwell at second. Leg kick and deals. Ball high and away. Count move 2-0. And with Quinn Ludwigson on deck, this is a prime scenario where Briggs, even if he walks, give Quinn a good opportunity to put some runners through. Pitch down. Ball 3 outside. And the swing you like to see. It's 2 outs. You're battling. You're being patient. That's something we didn't really see in the first series against the Spuds, but the Zap have been patient versus Spearfish. Pitch down. Watch the strike 1 down the middle. 3-1 count to Briggs Richards. Catcher today, Farwell DHing. Pitch down. Watches ball 4 inside.
Yeah, and this is the situation that Coach Haberger was talking with Justin about yesterday. Getting runners on bases home, helping them score. In positions where there's 2 outs, where there's bases loaded, you need to be able to come up with some runs to not kill your momentum.
Sorry, fans at home, excuse me. That Briggs Richards flew out to second. That was Quinn that walked, and now it's Cy Taylor, the shortstop, up in the right-hander's batter's box. Leg kick and deals. Watches ball 1 outside. And even a walk here, something that we saw multiple times in the 4th inning, can score runs and take an early lead that against the Sasquatch. Leg kick and deals from Beatty. Ball outside once again. Good stop by Swain. As that could definitely scores Frazier. if it gets by.
Swain's been a little bit shaky, and this is the position you want the Zap in to make him uncomfortable.
Beatty sets, delivers home. Ball low. As the counter's now 3-0. You giving Taylor the green light here?
Think so. It's a hitter's count. It's 3-0.
Late kick and deals. Strike one down the middle. 3-1 count. Now definitely should have the green light as Beatty sets. Runners take their lead. Pitch down. Ball gets behind Swain. It will be a walk, however, as Gavin crosses the plate. And Swain should be happy with that one, that it was a walk. But the Zap take an early 1-0 lead. And we're not over yet as bases remain loaded, as there will be a meeting on the bump. As that's now the fourth walk to the Zap. Frazier crosses the plate. Farwell moves up to third. Lugvinson up to second, and Taylor to first. Looking for some hits, something that the Zap struggled to get yesterday when they had bases loaded. And it wasn't just the fourth inning. And that was with 0 outs. This is 2, and you like to see them battling, being patient with 2 outs. And now Connor Goldberg. Not the most starts for the Zap, but definitely getting in left field. Blake Imhoff potentially having the day off. If he does have the day off, we might hear from him, possibly up in the booth later in this game. Beatty sets and delivers. Ground ball to the second baseman. He, easy one-hand grab, and throws over to first and Moeller. And one pitch in the third out to Connor Goldberg to retire the Zap after they score 1 run on 4 walks and 1 hit. And we'll be back after this short break for the top of the second.
If you are interested in just learning more about the payment processing industry, or if you're wondering if your rates are good, that's exactly why CHIP exists. We can set up a short meeting to have a discussion about your business. We can evaluate different options and present to you a few different ways. You can give us a ring, 605-569-3752. You can also go to our website, it's chip.cc. We would love to help you.
We sit with just the second inning after the Zap put up 1, and a quick inning that we don't really see that often. We saw it from Pierce Hollowell at the end of the game yesterday. And if Ridge could pitch like Pierce yesterday, this should be a good pitching performance from the Zap, Brandon.
Well, and the first inning was even better than what Pierce pitched yesterday. Pierce, credit to him, he really put on a classic at the end of that game when he came in the 6th inning. But the way Leinbach came out firing, he was not afraid to go after these Sasquatch hitters. And the great thing was, yes, he allowed a single, but his infield responded, and he responded as well. And we'll have to see if they can keep on striking out batters, making them react to every pitch instead of being proactive and trying to get a base hit up the middle.
Leinbach sets and delivers. Ground ball to the third baseman in Melton. He will gather it, throw over to first and Lovegeson for the first out. That's what you like to see.
And that's a great example of how in this first frame and now going into the second frame, the infield play has improved. Melton, that's not a play that he's made routinely this year. And great glove and a routine catch, throw to catch and to Ludvigsen, and you got now 1 out.
Leinbach sets and delivers. Ball 1 outside. That's another pitch that Leinbach has thrown in his first outing. The ball low and away to the righties in the right-hander's batter's box. His outfield shifted straight up. Ball 2 outside. Linebach sets, moves the leg, and deals. That will be a high fly ball to right field and Meyer. Meyer gets on it, under it on the line, makes the catch for the second out. And not many pitches for 2 outs here, Brandon.
Well, and that's the good thing that you want out of Linebach. You don't want him to pitch an exorbitant amount in these first few innings. You want him to stay fresh for the middle part of the ball game so that you don't have to use like 7 pitchers like they did against the Spearfish Sasquatch in their last game of the series in Spearfish.
First pitch down to Morrison, call for a ball. Second pitch. Washes ball 2 inside, almost hitting Morrison. Linebach sets. Leg kick and deals. Strike 1 on the outside. Count move 2-1 as we sit 2 outs. After a ground ball to Melton at third and then a fly ball to Meyer down the right field line. Quick efficiency from Linebach. Pitch down. Ball into the dirt and a walk.
Looked like it hit him.
Morrison. That will not be a walk. That will be a hit by pitch as it was a 2-1 count.
Looked like it hit his right foot as it was about to skip into the dirt and then hit his right foot as it was about to.
Count move to 0-0 to Malachi Lopez. Runner takes his lead in Morrison at first. Linebach sets and deals. Called strike 1 outside. Linebach pitching out of the stretch. One strike, no balls. He looks at the runner on at first. Does not throw. Pitch down, swing and miss. Got it by Lopez. 4 strike 2. And an 0-2 count to Lopez. Runner in Morrison takes his 2-step lead at first. Linebach sets after looking at Lopez. Pitch down. Ball into the dirt. No advancement for Morrison. Top of the second, Zap with a 1-0 lead. Here in a beautiful day at Hyde Stadium, partly cloudy skies. Decent amount of clouds in the background of the rolling hills, but none directly east. Couple, not many. Linebach sets, delivers. Ball into the dirt, good stop by Briggs. Not letting the runner in Morrison advance. And now it's a 2-2 count. You get an 0-2 and then give 2 away down low as Linebach tries to get the Zap bats back up for the bottom of the second. Linebach comes to, delivers home. Ball inside, almost hitting Lopez. And Hayden Swain, the catcher on deck, and it's a 3-2 count. 2 outs. Top of the second. 3 balls, 2 strikes. As Linebach looks at the runner on first. Quinn gets off the back. Pitch going. That will be a high fly ball down the right field line. That will drift out of play. Potentially into the grass, maybe onto the road behind the press box. And a good jump from Morrison. Obviously 2 outs, full count. You know he's going to run. Linebach comes to. Morrison runs, pitch down to Lopez. Lopez, ground ball up the middle, and Morrison will round second. He will stand up at third. And runners on the corners now for the Sasquatch. And now what you want to see. But Linebach will settle back in to get Swain out. Classic single up the middle in baseball. As Linebach gets ready, he steps back on the right side of the rubber. Batter and Swain taps the plate once. Runners take their lead on the corners. Pitch down. Ball high. Good catch by Briggs. That would have been a tie game right there. As Morrison being a little aggressive at third. And a potential steal from Lopez in this near future. Lopez takes his lead. Leibach looks him down. He gets backsliding. As Leibach comes to. Lopez does not run. Ball down. He will run. Briggs throws down. No catch from Gavin. And the runner in Morrison will run home and be safe. And another potential run home. Nope. And that's not what you want to see, Brandon, from the Zap.
Well, it was a pitch that was up high, and you thought that initially that Lopez wouldn't steal second. He was hesitant, and then he immediately went. And that's when the throw from Richards was high. Gavin Frazier was trying to glove it. He couldn't. His momentum was carrying him to the left. The ball was to the right. And that's where Morrison was able to take advantage and easily steal home and tie up this ball game.
Linebacker sets and deals. Ball high. And that's interesting from Briggs. You have 2 outs. You have a runner on third. Throwing down to second, that's an interesting thing to do. I know you have 2 outs, but the runner in Lopez was already at second, in my opinion. Pitch down. Another ball high. And that will be a walk. And runners will move to the corners once again. First walk from Lineback. Besides that hit by pitch. And now Benjamin Fuhr. As there will be a meeting on the bump between catcher, pitcher, and Lovegoodson. As they will retreat back to their respective positions.
You could not have had a better start for this Zap defense, but now 2 outs, you get a little bit comfortable, a little bit cocky, and soon runners on the corners, now tie ball game, and this is not what you want to see. You want to see them settle down, make sure you're playing each batter, and focus on getting 1 out. That's all you need.
Leibach comes to, pitch home. Foul tip into the glove of Briggs. This count will move 0-1.
Linebuck's really trying to get the Sasquatch batters to swing and miss at those pitches low and outside. That's where he's trying to get them.
Pitch home. Called strike 2. A little slow call from the home plate umpire.
I was beginning to say, if he didn't call that a strike, that would be a little bit questionable.
Runners on the corners, 2 outs. 1-1 ball game here at Hyde Stadium in Pierce, South Dakota. Linebacker comes to, pitch home. Swing and miss. Got it by Fuhr. And another strikeout as Linebacker only gives up 1. Tie game, but will move back to the Zap Bats for the top of the second after this quick ad break. You're watching Oahe Zap live on YouTube.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm with CHIP. We're a local payment processing organization based out of Spearfish, South Dakota. You could think about CHIP as an extension of your payroll. With CHIP, you get a customized solution for your business, as opposed to if you're just going to go online and find a payment processor, you get whatever they do. It's just whatever they have out of their box is the box that you get put into. With us, we actually are looking at custom solutions that fit what you do. We sit down with you, we break it down so you understand what you're looking at. That way you can make an informed decision about your business and what is the right thing for you to do. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
Well, bottom of the second, Zap tie it. They take a lead in the bottom of the first, 1-0, especially with bases loaded and a couple of walks.
4 walks, I counted.
Yes, 4 walks and 1 single. And I want to know at the end of the game if they call interference on Melton to have him out at third. Because I think that he should have been safe, but if it's interference, you're going to respect the call of the umpire. Because it was a ground ball, got through the shortstop in Fuhr, went into center field, and Melton fell between. So maybe it was a trip. Maybe because I remember Fuhr diving. Maybe there was interference between those two. Because I remember seeing Melton fall and move over to third. There's a slam of a door in our background, but Landon Meyer, the right fielder, didn't start yesterday but came back in yesterday.
He did, and he had been off as of recently when they switched him to third base, and after they switched him back to right field, he's made the routine plays like you saw in the first inning, and he's gotten back to himself. Now you're just trying to see if he can ignite a spark that the Zap need in this lineup.
Landmeyer hitting 174 on the season through these 7 games. Pitch down from Beatty. Call for a ball inside. No expected storms in the forecast like yesterday. Pitch home. Ground ball to the shortstop in Fuhr. Gathers it, throws over to first with a sidearm throw. And 2 pitches, 1 quick out from Beatty.
Well, that's not an easy play by Fuhr by any means because he's feeling that on a hop, and he gathers it with one leg still up in the air, throws it off balance sidearm to the first baseman Moeller, and great play by him.
DeCarlo batting in the 9-hole today. Was batting up in the top 3 yesterday, back down to 9 today. Pitch home to him. Watch the strike 1. DeCarlo batting a solid 200 on the season. As he will move the bat around as Beatty comes to and deals. Ball low into the dirt outside. If DeCarlo was in a lefty, that would have been a hit by pitch to first. Beatty sets and deals. Swing and miss from DeCarlo. Got it by him. Count move to 1 and 2. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. There's Beatty taking his time in this one. Pitch home. Strike 3 looking. Got it by DeCarlo. And DeCarlo thought that was maybe inside.
It looked like it as he was ducking out of the way. He ducked his shoulder. And it looked to be on the inside. Whether it caught the inside corner is beside me. The umpire had a better look than I did. But from the way DeCarlo reacted, it didn't look completely like a full-blown strike.
Possibly an off-speed pitch that started out and caught the corner from the umpire. Pitch down from Beatty. Swing and miss from Melton. That was a ball a little outside, but Melton chased a little bit. 2 quick outs from Beatty, contrary to his first inning, where he walked 4 batters, gave up 1 hit, got out of it with only 1. Ball into the dirt, another missed pitch. Possibly slipped out of his hand right there. Count will move 1 and 1. Beatty moving around the rubber. Steps back on the right side. Angling a little weird. Pitch home. Ground ball to the third baseman in Torres. Best player on the Sasquatch as he delivers it to the first baseman Moeller. And I will send it, as we move to the top of the third, I will send it to Brandon Whaley for the 3rd and 4th inning of play-by-play. After this quick break, he'll take over play-by-play duties. You're watching Oahe Zap Live.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm with CHIP. We're a local payment processing organization based out of Spearfish, South Dakota. You could think about CHIP as an extension of your payroll. With CHIP, you get a customized solution for your business, as opposed to if you're just going to go online and find a payment processor, you get whatever they do. It's just whatever they have out of their box is the box that you get put into. With us, we actually are looking at custom solutions that fit what you do. We sit down with you, we break it down so you understand what you're looking at. That way you can make an informed decision about your business and what is the right thing for you to do. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
And we are back with the 3rd inning of play. Tie ball game, 1-1. It's been competitive early, unlike yesterday where the Zap got down 11-0 against the visiting Sasquatches of Spearfish. Ridgeline Bucks still on the mound for the Zap, trying to keep this a tie ball game. Allowed 2 hits so far. Bo Iandoli, the left fielder, today, yesterday he was the center fielder. Struck out in the first inning to open up this ball game. Ridge started off hot, and he got 2 outs in that top of the second, but then started cooling off. He had runners at the corners, allowing 1 run to score, but then he was able to get out of the jam and keep this at a 1-run ball game. No runs scored from the Zap. They had a 1-2-3 inning as Bo Iandoli getting set in the batter's box. Just about to get underway in the 3rd inning of play. Ridge readies. Nobody on, nobody out. Bo swings his bat, gets ready. The pitch from Leinbach. Down low on the inside corner, but it caught the corner, and it's a strike. 0-1 the count. Nobody on, nobody out for the Spearfish Sasquatches. Tied at 1. Leinbach sets and deals. Down low, did it hit him? No, it's scooped into the dirt. Briggs Richard nabs it. Evens up the count now. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody out. Nobody on. Leinbach sets and deals. The 3rd pitch of the offering. Down low and inside. Same placement. Same result. 2 balls and 1 strike. Goldberg in left field. Shaded over to the right side. DeCarlo in center. Myers in right field. Nobody on, nobody out. Leinbach sets and deals. A 2-1 count. In there. Strike 2 evens up the count. Leinbach gets set. Iandoli gets back into the batter's box, working a 2-2 count. The pitch. Swing and a grounder to Ludvigsen. He taps on the first base bag, and it is an easy out from there. Iandoli grounds out to Ludvigsen for the first out of the 3rd inning as Dominic Torres, who singled in the first but caught stealing to second, is up to the plate. Nobody on, 1 out in the top of the 3rd. Leinbach sets and deals. Strike 1 down the middle. 1-1. Tight ball game here in the top of the 3rd at Hyde Stadium. Leinbach, the pitch, swing and a miss, and a ball down low.
Torres on that first pitch didn't even budge, almost looking like he wasn't even planning on to swing.
Torres, the 3rd baseman, steps back into the batter's box, working on a pitcher's count, 0-2. Leinbach sets and deals. Called strike 3 on the inside. Dominic Torres caught looking. 2 outs now in the top of the 3rd. And the beer batter, Sam Kwapnowski, who struck out to end the first frame in this ball game, the right fielder, steps into the batter's box. Leinbach sits and deals. The pitch scoots to Richards after it bounced off the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Leinbach, nobody on, 2 outs, sets and deals up high, pops off of Briggs Richards' mask. He collects it, though. No damage done since nobody's on. 2-0 now the count. 2 outs, nobody on, 1-1. Tie ball game at Hyde Stadium. The pitch, swing and a grounder. First base side, but foul. 2-1 now the count. Beautiful day here at Hyde Stadium. Hills in the distance to our right. The pitch from Leinbach. Off to the outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Not a place you want to be in if you're Leinbach, trying to easily get a 1-2-3 inning, but on the cusp of walking Kwapnowski as he does so, as the pitch was outside, just caught the outside corner. Kwapnowski goes to first.
Only the 2nd walk for Leinbach.
As Crew Muller, the first baseman, grounded out in the top of the 2nd. Leinbach checks Kwapnowski at first. The first pitch offering. Swing and a miss and a ball down low. Scooped up by Briggs Richard. 0-1 the count now. 2 outs. 1 man on. That's Kwapnowski at first. Linebacker sets. Readies. Kicks and deals. Check swing. No, he did not go. 1-1 now the count. Briggs Richard went into the dirt and scooped up the 1-1 pitch. Linebacker quickly checks Kwapnowski. Now sets and delivers. High fly ball deep to right field. Meyer coming in. It is foul territory and caught. Caught by Ludvigsen for the 3rd out of the inning. He came flying in from first base. It looked like Meyer might have gotten there initially, but he did not do so. Ludvigsen against the fence made the catch, and we will go to the bottom of the 3rd inning with the score 1-1. The Zap and the Sasquatch tied. You're watching the Oahe Zap.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm with CHIP. We're a local payment processing organization based out of Spearfish, South Dakota. You could think about CHIP as an extension of your payroll. With CHIP, you get a customized solution for your business, as opposed to if you're just going to go online and find a payment processor. You get whatever they do. It's just whatever they have out of their box is the box that you get put into. With us, we actually are looking at custom solutions that fit what you do. We sit down with you, we break it down so you understand what you're looking at. That way you can make an informed decision about your business and what is the right thing for you to do. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
We are back with the bottom half of the 3rd inning at Hyde Stadium. Tied ball game 1-1 as the Spearfish Sasquatch are in a contested ball game early, unlike they were last night after they got out to an 11-0 lead. Zap tried to crawl back to no avail. They lost 18-11. Gavin Frazier, the second baseman who walked in the 1st inning, will be up to the plate. He'll face Carter Beatty from Doane College, The Tigers had, like I talked about in the opening frame, a relatively small sample. Only 11 innings pitched this past year, 18 and 2/3, in his career at Doane College. Getting an extended warm-up period as the throw to the second baseman for practice, as they have a meeting now. We'll go to their respective positions in the infield. Gavin Frazier readies against Beatty.
And Spearfish is lacking with their relievers. Struggled yesterday.
Beatty's first pitch offering in there, on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1 the count. Nobody on, nobody out. 1-1 the score in the bottom of the 3rd. Beatty quickly delivers a strike 2 down the middle.
Last name in Beatty kind of reminded me, when I heard his name, kind of reminded me of Brett Beatty on the Mets.
Hey, there you go. The pitch, swing, and a fly ball, left field. Ian Doley's under it. He makes the catch to retire Gavin Frazier, the second baseman.
And that's what you like to see. Good swing from Frazier. Unfortunately found a glove, but you like to see those good swings and possibly find a hole next time he's up.
Yes, good contact by Frazier. Ty Farwell, the designated hitter in this game, singled in the 1st. He's up to the plate. Nobody on, 1 out. Beatty sets and delivers. In there for strike 1. He caught the inside corner on the lefty. Farwell ready for the 0-1 count. Nobody on, nobody out. Beatty sets and delivers again. Second pitch in there. Same place, same result. 0-2 the count now. Ian Doley, the left fielder. Morrison, the center fielder today. And Kwapnowski still at right field. Beatty sets and delivers. Swing and a miss at a ball. High and outside. And Farwell goes down on strikes. 2 outs now with nobody on in the bottom of the 3rd. Both teams gone cold from the batter's box recently in this third inning of play. Briggs Richard, the catcher who popped out in the first inning, will come up to the plate with nobody on, 2 outs, trying to extend this inning of play and played another runner for the Zap. Beatty sets and delivers down the middle for a strike. 0-1 the count. 2 hits for the Sasquatch, only 1 for the Zap, but both tied up at 1. Beatty down low, scooped up by Swain, the catcher. Evens up the count now, 1-1 apiece. It's Quinn Ludvigsen, who walked in the first, on deck. If Briggs Richard can extend this inning. Beatty sets, delivers, swing and a miss. And there goes Richards. No, excuse me, sorry. 1-2 the count. My mistake. Got a little bit too excited there. 1-2 the count now. 2 outs. Nobody on. Beatty sets and delivers. That's a swing and a miss, but the catcher collects it and Swain throws high to the first baseman. Rounding second. Will he try for third? Yes, Briggs Richard. Will he get there easily? And on
what the heck?
On a routine play from Swain, he overthrew Moeller at first. It got down the right field line, and Briggs Richard, digging for third, showed off his speed, and Quinn Ludvigsen, in an unusual turn of events, I'm sure he was raising his eyebrows at least on that play. With 2 outs now, a man and Briggs Richard, and 90 feet away from scoring the lead run, for the Oahe Zap. That's a strike 1 right down the middle. Whew. Catch your breath time if you're a Zap fan. Swinging a foul tip back into the netting. Ludvigsen now at an 0-2 count. Not somewhere you want to be, especially against Carter Beatty. Briggs Richards 90 feet away from getting the Zap a 2-1 lead if Ludvigsen can deliver. Beatty sets, and the ball outside. 1-2 the count now. Torres at third. Fuhr, the shortstop. Ludvigsen sets at the plate with the 1-2 count. Beatty delivers, swing and a fly ball. Deep right field, playable and caught by Kwapnowski. It was good contact, but to no avail. They could not play Briggs Richards.
I tell you, Brandon, if that wind is not coming in, I think that's gone over the wall.
It took a turn to the right, which is surprising, and it turned quickly as we head to the top of the 4th inning, still tied up at 1 apiece. Here at Hyde Stadium. You've been watching Oahe Zap Baseball.
If you are interested in just learning more about the payment processing industry, or if you're wondering if your rates are good, that's exactly why CHIP exists. We can set up a short meeting to have a discussion about your business. We can evaluate different options and present to you a few different ways. You can give us a ring, 605-569-3752. You can also go to our website, it's chip.cc. We would love to help you.
And we are back for the 4th inning of play, still tied up at 1. The Zap get their opening run in the 1st inning before the Sasquatch come roaring back with another run of their own. But it's been a pitcher's duel up after then, with both Ridge Leinbach, the local kid from Fort Pierre, pitching a pretty darn good game, except for that 2nd inning where he got himself with 2 outs, but then he proceeded to walk a batter and then get runners on the corners. Unfortunately, a wild pitch scored one, but he was able to recollect and now has collected himself for another scoreless inning of play, with the score still tied up at 1.
Yeah, as the Zap look to score here.
Yep, Melendrez, the designated hitter, going up to the plate.
I had it right. Top of the fourth.
As Lineback throws in some practice pitches, Briggs Richard throws to second. Melendrez last night was playing first base, and he was able to catch a hot grounder right to his body up against his chest, and was able to complete the out last night. Starting off the top of the fourth, tied at 1. Lineback first pitch in the dirt, scoots by Briggs Richard on the outside, but no damage done, except now it's a 1-0 count. Nobody out, nobody on. Melendrez flew out in the second inning. He readies the pitch just a bit outside. Couldn't quite catch the corner there. Lineback working on a 2-0 count. Melendrez sets in the batter's box. Nobody out, nobody on. Kicks and deals. Outside again. Same spot, same result. 3-0 now the count. Lineback trying to continue, his excellent start so far as he walks Melendrez to first base. With Maddox Morrison, the center fielder, coming up to bat. Morrison was hit by a pitch from Lineback, which was able to extend that second inning and get the Sasquatch their first and only run of the day. Morrison readies. First pitch offering. A strike. Briggs Richard able to collect and throw right back to Lineback. 0-1 the count now. Melendrez still at first. Lineback.
First time for Lineback giving up a at-bat and not getting the first out.
Lineback down low. Scooped up by Briggs Richard as he's able to stop it from going back to the backstop and potentially preventing Melendrez from stealing second or more. Morrison working on a 1-1 count. The pitch from Lineback. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Right down the middle. 1-2 the count now. Nobody out. Melendrez at first. Lineback shakes his head. Peeks back at first. Now kicks and deals. In the dirt. Past Richards. And it looks like it hit Maddox Morrison. Wow. I did not see that on the play, but apparently it did because it was only a 1-2 count. And now runners on first and second base. Melendrez at second, Morrison at first. With Malachi Lopez, the second baseman, in the batter's box with nobody out. Dangerous position. It's a bunt. Right back up the middle. Grabbed by Lineback and thrown to third to retire Melendrez to get the first out of the fourth inning.
A rare 1-5 out, but you love to see the heads-up play. You want to get the leadoff runner, and keeping a runner out of 90 feet from home plate range is amazing.
Indeed, Nick, and it was a nice, easy play because once Lineback collected the bouncing ball, he had to throw right to third base. He didn't even have to turn. So great job getting the easy out at third with still runners on first and second. One out. Lineback looks back at second. He doesn't throw there, though, as Gavin Frazier was running in to see if Lineback would throw it to him and then tag out the runner as a swing and a miss there by Hayden Swain, the catcher, who walked in the second inning. 0-1 the count now, as that ball was outside, and Swain really reached for the stars for that one. Swing and a grounder back up the middle. This has 2 outs written all over it. The throw to first is in time to Ludvigsen to get out of a jam for Lineback and allow no runs in the fourth inning. It's still tied up at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning with the score, as I mentioned, tied 1-1 with the Zap Bats up to the plate.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm with CHIP. We're a local payment processing organization based out of Spearfish, South Dakota. You could think about CHIP as an extension of your payroll. With CHIP, you get a customized solution for your business, as opposed to if you're just going to go online and find a payment processor. You get whatever they do. It's just whatever they have out of their box is the box that you get put into. With us, we actually are looking at custom solutions that fit what you do. We sit down with you, we break it down so you understand what you're looking at. That way you can make an informed decision about your business and what is the right thing for you to do. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
And we are back with the 4th inning, the bottom of the 4th inning to be precise, with Carter Beatty back on the bump for the Spearfish Sasquatch. And Nick, looking at that last play, you made a comment that was very interesting to me during the break about how it was a great double play, but it was almost not a double play in a way.
Yeah, fans, if you double tap on the left side of this YouTube stream, you can go back and rewatch the play. How it was a great 6-4-3 play that almost wasn't. It was almost just a 6-4. As Frazier's throw to first, it was good, but it was just a little bit of a lob throw and almost got safe for a fielder's choice.
Indeed, Nick, and when you look at that throw from Frazier, it was high and Ludvigsen was barely able to collect it, but he's made athletic plays before, more athletic plays than even that. And we got out of a jam, Leinbach did, especially because he was struggling. He had runners on first and second with nobody out. And Melendres was caught stealing to third. Otherwise, if he wasn't, Leinbach made a good throw to third. But if he didn't, Leinbach and the Zap would have been in trouble. Now, still a 1-1 ball game. Bottom of the 4th inning. Carter Beatty sets and delivers. Down low and inside for ball 1 against the shortstop, Cy Taylor. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the 4th inning. Beatty sets and delivers the second pitch of the at-bat. Strike 1 right down the middle. Evens up the count now. 1-1. Same as the count in the at-bat. And a swing and a miss by Cy Taylor on a ball outside and low. We go to a 1-2 count. Nobody out, nobody on, though. Cy Taylor walked in the 1st inning. Now delivers. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. On the pitch down low and outside. Evens up the count now. 2-2. Cy Taylor readies. Nobody on, nobody out. Beatty sets and delivers. Swing and a fly ball. Deep right field, but foul, though.
The fielders already knew that was going to be fouling out of play. They didn't even budge on the right side.
Right you are, Nick. Cy Taylor, 2-2 count. Swings and a foul, back and out of play. We'll redo the 2-2 count. Nobody out, nobody on. Cy Taylor trying to get a leadoff man aboard. As he gets back into the batter's box with Beatty at the bump. The pitch, swinging a grounder to the shortstop. Throw to first. A Moeller is in time to retire Cy Taylor and get the first out of the bottom of the 4th. That'll bring up the left fielder Connor Goldberg, who grounded out in the 1st inning. A ball in play. What a good play by Fuhrer to jump on top of that grounder. Throw a perfect throw to the first baseman as that pitch is right down the middle for strike 1.
Yeah, you want to avoid hitting it to the Spearfish infielders as much as you possibly can.
They're a special bunch. Beatty sets and delivers. Down low on the outside, just couldn't catch the corner. Evens up the count now at 1 apiece. 1 out, nobody on. Score is, in fact, 1-1. Beatty delivers a pitch down low and on the inside. 2-1 the count now. Landon Meyer, the right fielder, who grounded out in the second inning, on deck. The pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. 3-1 the count now. Goldberg pulled his bat back at a pitch right off the plate. Not able to get tempted. Beatty sets and delivers the pitch right down the middle. We have a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on in the bottom of the 4th. Zap and Spearfish, the Spearfish Sasquatch, tied at 1. Beatty delivers. Grounder. First base side, but foul into the Zap dugout.
Goldberg trying to get on. Grounded out to second with a 4-3 in his first at-bat back in the first inning.
That's one thing about these Zap bats. They've worked Beatty hard in these counts. Beatty delivers. Pitch. Called strike 3. It caught the lower part of the strike zone, just barely.
And one thing that the fans can possibly see at home, Goldberg pointed at the ground, and the umpire did not like it, did not eject Goldberg, but took off the mask and said a word.
He did as Landon Meyer takes strike 1. That was about at the knees. 0-1 the count, nobody on, 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Tied at 1. The pitch, down low, scoops into the dirt. Swain able to dig it out.
Meyer grounded out to shortstop to Fuhrer in his last at-bat back in the second.
Beatty delivers. Pitch down low. 2-1 now the count. Trying to get Landon Meyer to chase. Meyer wouldn't have the cheese. 2-1 the count. 2 outs. Nobody on. Tied at 1. The pitch from Beatty. Swinging a foul tip back into the netting. At a high fastball. Evens up the count. 2-2. Meyer trying to draw a 2-out walk or a single to keep this inning alive and try to take the lead for the Zap. The pitch from Beatty, swing and a grounder. First base side to Muller. He'll run to the first base bag and will retire Landon Meyer. We will go to the top of the 5th. Hard to believe, but the score tied at 1. As the Spearfish Sasquatch and Zap in a tight ball game early on. You've been watching Oahe Zap Baseball.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm with CHIP. We're a local payment processing organization based out of Spearfish, South Dakota. You could think about CHIP as an extension of your payroll. With CHIP, you get a customized solution for your business, as opposed to if you're just going to go online and find a payment processor. You get whatever they do. It's just whatever they have out of their box is the box that you get put into. With us, we actually are looking at custom solutions that fit what you do. We sit down with you, we break it down so you understand what you're looking at. That way you can make an informed decision about your business and what is the right thing for you to do. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
And some top of the 5th action and something interesting that's caught my eye repeatedly through this game. Maybe this is a broadcast jinx, possibly, but there's only 3 hits total in this game, Brandon.
There is, and it's been a complete flip, a complete 360 from last night when, if you were tuned into that game, it was runs abound. It was 18-11. It was 11-0. After the second inning of play, before the Zaps started crawling back, they even had a 6-run 4th inning. So it's great to see parity. It's great to see change between games. And early on, you thought you saw a little bit of something from the Zap Bats, from the Spearfish Sasquatch, and then now it's become dormant. Both pitchers have settled in well, and both pitchers have relied on their defenses and outfields and infields to make plays for them, and they have. They've delivered. Nobody on either side really has made a crucial error that has, say, plated runners, and knock on wood, that doesn't happen for the Zap. But now obviously Nick had to go on knock on actual wood. Our table's obviously plastic. It's not wood, unfortunately.
Well, they don't know that it's obviously plastic.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, our table into the room to our right for the first series isn't plastic. I don't know what kind of
It's most likely
material.
Stone of some sort.
Maybe granite. As the line box steps back on the rubber, as we await, as time is called, as we're still looking at something down the right field line. We can't really see it. What's going on? I mean, we saw this yesterday when the umpires called time for something down the right field line. Oh, I see what we're doing. We're waiting for fans to exit from the what do you call the game that they just did on the field? That you have two teams trying to pull.
Oh, tug of war.
Tug of war, yeah. They were doing that.
How do you not know the name
Pitch
of
home.
tug and war?
Ball outside. I just forgot the name of it. Okay, I couldn't find it on my tongue.
Oh, no
It's a
problem.
1-0 count. Don't shade me. Pitch home from Linebach. Strike one called outside. 1-1 count, and yes, these pitchers have been dealing since that first or second inning where these runs came in. Pitch home. Fly ball to right field and Meyer. He ranges in, makes the catch on the run for the first out.
Yeah, and good play by Meyer. You initially thought that Dominic DiCarlo, the center fielder, would go and field that, but no, it was Landon Meyer running all the way over to shallow right center field and nabbing it. And he's made a few plays today, and he's shown great effort. So have all the Zap players, and it's quite a turnaround from yesterday.
Now it's top of the order. Back to Bo Iandoli, the left fielder for the Sasquatch. After Fuhrer flied out to Meyer just now. Linebox sets and deals. Ball into the dirt. Almost hits the foot of Iandoli. And that has definitely been the miss, as fans back home have definitely seen so far this game. And in his first start for the Zap, that the miss has been low and in or low and away to the righties. As we await the second pitch, as it's a 1-0 count, no runners on, top of the fifth. Linebox sets and deals. Ball outside. Count move 2-0. Yeah, Linebox's been good, except for that last inning where he walked the batter in Melendrez. He's been able to get that first out and then try and get the second out. Pitch home. Ground ball to Lovegoodson. It's a line drive. He easily catches it on a little hop that I don't even think he needed to jump for it with how tall Lovegoodson is at first.
No, he just kind of hopped just for making the play easier. And initially you thought, I mean, you were correct, and it looked like it was going to be a ground ball, but it came off the bat of Iandoli faster than you would have thought with the liner, and that's a play that Ludvigsen makes routinely.
Pitch to Torres, call for a strike on the outside. Now two quick outs, and these pitchers, it's a pitcher's duel, and I don't mind that at all. Pitch home, call for a ball inside.
Well, we're kind of due, right? Because last night's game was 4 hours, so now we're going to shorten up the game to even things out at 3 hours apiece, usually for baseball games.
Pitch home. Ball low and away outside, and yeah, just like you said, I mean, it's been an hour, and we're through 4, and it took through 4 yesterday, through 5, almost 2.5 hours. Linebox sets and deals. Ground ball to the third baseman, Mountain. He hops, catches it, throws it to first and Lovegoodson. And 3 quick outs from Linebach, and certainly, at least I think so, he's going to be back for the 6th inning. But we will have to wait and see as we move back to the Zap Bats for the bottom of the 5th inning. You're watching Oahe Zap Baseball Live.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm with CHIP. We're a local payment processing organization based out of Spearfish, South Dakota. You could think about CHIP as an extension of your payroll. With CHIP, you get a customized solution for your business, as opposed to if you're just going to go online and find a payment processor, you get whatever they do. It's just whatever they have out of their box is the box that you get put into. With us, we actually are looking at custom solutions that fit what you do. We sit down with you, we break it down so you understand what you're looking at. That way you can make an informed decision about your business and what is the right thing for you to do. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
Some noise down low. Maybe you can hear it through our microphones, maybe not. Hopefully in the future we get a crowd mic going as we finally, thankfully, have figured out the audio where it's clear for those back home, thankfully.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Leinbach last inning, that's exactly what you wanted. And Mason Melton, he's put on a show so far in the infield today. That one, you talked about how Ludvigsen didn't really have to hop up for that liner. That one with the chopper, it took a high bounce, and Melton fielded it on the hop cleanly, and he jumped up quite a bit for that. And was able to field it cleanly, throw to first. And these are the kind of routine plays that you don't normally think of as great. You don't normally think of as, hey, these make or break the game. But they really do. And the past few games, the reason the Zap have lost has been in part because of these infield plays that they have missed. And now that they're making them, we start seeing closer games like this down the stretch.
Beatty's still on the bump for the bottom of the fifth. Lay kick and deals to DiCarlo. Watches ball one low and inside. And speaking of Melton, the player of the game recently for the Zap on a 6-game on base streak. 5 hitting. Pitch home. Ground ball to the third baseman. Slow to Torres. He will throw over to first. Not in time as DiCarlo beats it out. And he will move towards second as it is an overthrow. Play at second. High, but not in time. As DiCarlo gets an infield single. Error from Torres and moves up to second.
You're right in that. And DiCarlo, right out of the gate, when the chopper was speeding to that first base bag, he hesitated. He didn't even hesitate. He just went for it straight away. And then when Torres had to go and field it, he had to come up and run all the way up there to field it and throw to the first baseman. Moeller was high. And that's what allowed DiCarlo to go to second after he saw that the ball had gotten past him down the right field line.
Now top of the order for Mason Melton. Pitch home. Watches strike one. DiCarlo leads at second. Prime opportunity for the Zap here. No outs. One runner in scoring position to possibly take the lead in this one. Pitch home. Chopper back to the little dugout of the Sasquatch. Not little dugout, but the dugout of the Sasquatch, a little right of it. As Beatty comes to. Taking his sweet time. Just staring down the batter in Melton. Looks at DiCarlo at second. Pitch home. Swing and miss. As Melton walks around, and that will be a strikeout to Melton. Initially, I thought that was a foul tip, possibly.
It looked like he could have gotten a piece of it. It looked like he may have gotten a piece of it at the end of the bat, but Swain, the catcher, was able to collect.
As Gavin Frazier now in the box. Pitch home. Swing and miss. Got it by Frazier.
Yeah, right down the middle. Nothing fancy about it. And Frazier was hesitant on the swing, then swung late.
Scoreboard here says only one hit for the Zap. They're at 2. Pitch home. DiCarlo runs. Play at third. Throw down. Easily got DiCarlo. And fire throw down to third from Swain.
Yeah, Swain, that was a really good throw. And DiCarlo, he hesitated on stealing, and then he went. And by the time he did, Torres easily had the ball as he was sliding in. And a missed opportunity there for the Zap, who could have easily taken the lead if DiCarlo had stolen, because you have 2 outs now, but you only had 1.
Pitch home from Beatty. Fouled off to the backstop of the stone backstop here in Hyde Stadium, as a Sasquatch player will run and get the ball and toss it to the Zap dugout. And yes, single and an E5 to short to second base that DeCarlo was, and then thrown out at third. Pitch home. Ground ball to the second baseman in Lopez. Easy throw over to first. And Frazier almost ran that out.
He did.
Second baseman took a little bit of his time, but, I mean, another quick half inning for these two teams. And we'll move to the top of the 6th inning where maybe we'll see some runs, maybe not. And you're watching Oahe Zap Baseball Live.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm with CHIP. We're a local payment processing organization based out of Spearfish, South Dakota. You could think about CHIP as an extension of your payroll. With CHIP, you get a customized solution for your business, as opposed to if you're just going to go online and find a payment processor, you get whatever they do. It's just whatever they have out of their box is the box that you get put into. With us, we actually are looking at custom solutions that fit what you do. We sit down with you, we break it down so you understand what you're looking at. That way you can make an informed decision about your business and what is the right thing for you to do. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
Back for this top of the 6th inning here at Hyde Stadium in beautiful, sunny, partly cloudy skies here in Pierce, South Dakota, just north of the Missouri River. That will definitely start being used more often as the weather keeps getting warmer, sitting about 84 degrees, about 10 degrees, 9 degrees warmer than yesterday. As we await first pitch in this 6th inning. And Brandon, what have you seen from these two teams, contrary to last night?
I've seen mistakes being cleaned up. And not just mistakes, but also the pitching has been much more out in front, getting the batters behind in the count, getting your pitchers the great 0-2 starts, the pitches, getting the hitters to swing and miss at balls down low and away, balls in on the inside corner, and getting them to chase and making them not being able to anticipate where they know the pitch will come from, and that's allowed the Zap and the Sasquatch pitching staff to really help out the defense.
Linebacker deals first pitch in the 6th inning as Kwapnowski watches it low and in for ball 1. And as the first baseman, Lugvison, tapping on his head, maybe silent play call to his other fielders, as that is another ball into the dirt. Gets by Briggs Richards, but no runners on. No need to worry about it. And 2-0 count. Scoreboard's wrong in right field. Pitch home from Lineback. 3-0 count, as that one's high and away. It should be roughly the same, except for no errors charged to the Zap thus far. 2 to the Sasquatch. Pitch home. Called strike 1 down the middle. Lineback's been good so far through 5, only giving up 2 hits. 3-1. Swing and miss, got it by Kwapnowski. And now back to a 3-2 count. Good job from Lineback to go from 3-0 to 3-2. As Lineback on the right side of the rubber. Infielder slightly shifted right. Pitch home. That's a fly ball. Curling down to left field, and that will fall for a base hit. He's going to reach towards second as a throw comes in from Goldberg. And initially, I thought that may have been caught from Goldberg as I kind of lost it in the sun.
Goldberg, I thought, lost it in the sun as well because it was curling toward that left center field gap, and Goldberg initially was playing it as if he didn't need to even move, as he could stay stationary, and that wasn't the case. And then once he started getting over, he got there late, and the ball was just over his shoulder, and a stand-up double from Kwapnowski.
Pitch home. Another fly ball. This one's towards left field, and that will be foul. As I thought that Goldberg, I lost the ball once again. Maybe got put on these sunglasses. I initially thought that Goldberg was slowing down, and that was over the wall.
It was, if it had been sliced towards the more right field, that would have been a home run, no doubt about it.
Pitch home, call for a strike, 2.
Yeah, Crew Moeller, he's swinging at these pitches. Even down low and outside like that last pitch, he's not holding back.
0-2 count. Linebach deals. Called strike 3. Got him looking. And good first out there from Linebach. Got his second strikeout looking. Through 5 1/3. So runner on second. Kwapnowski does not advance on the caught looking strikeout. As now it's Benjamin Melendrez. Up now. Red accents. Pitch home. Call ball inside. A decent amount of red accents. Red shoes and red right arm sleeve.
Yeah, not like basketball
Pitch home.
players.
Swing and miss on a pitch down low and away.
Remember a basketball player from Lawrence, he wore green neon shoes and one green neon shoe on his right foot and then one neon pink shoe on his left.
I have seen a couple mismatch. Pitch home. That's high. Good catch by Richards. Not letting it get by him. He's had some good stops today thus far through this 5 1/3 innings.
Both catchers really have.
Linebach back on the rubber. Pitch home. Swing and miss. Got it by Melendrez. Linebach looking for another strikeout. 5 thus far. Linebach comes to. Looks at the runner at second. As the middle infielders back off. Still looking down. Pitch home. Pitch low and away. Melendrez thought about it there, Brandon.
Both batters, just the last one and now Melendrez, have really started swinging on these pitches low and away.
Pitch home. That's a high fly ball to left field. Goldberg underneath it makes the routine catch. And now runner and Kwapnowski tags. He'll retreat back. And I think that's a good idea from Kwapnowski to back up.
Yeah,
that was a good throw. It was a little offline, but would have been an out in my opinion.
Goldberg has the arm, even though it might not be as accurate from deep left field. He was able to get it to Mason Melton, and it would have led Kwapnowski right to Mason Melton and would have resulted in the third out of this top of the half inning.
Maddox Morrison, pitch home to him. Ground ball into the dirt. Kwapnowski will advance to third as a wild pitch gets away from Richards.
That was one of the first pitches that you've seen Briggs Richard in a crucial spot, in a important spot. Miss a ball down low. He was not able to get under it as quickly this time, and that's what allowed Kwapnowski to get third.
Linebach comes to, leg kick and deals. Ball high. Great stop by Richards again.
Just when I was talking about how he hadn't grabbed the other one, he made a snag. You could see the ball just barely was able to be squeezed in that glove. It was nearly about to pop out.
Leg kick and deals. Foul ball to the backstop. And one thing, with those high balls, maybe you can get a good bounce if it was a wooden backstop. Here at Hyde Stadium, it's stone. There's little gaps in between. It could go anywhere. If it was wood, possibly a good bounce. Doesn't have to move all that much. It's Linebach sets and deals. Pitch in the dirt. Gets a little bit by Richards. And shocker that Kwapnowski stays at third.
Well, I mean, he's basing it off of the pitcher Linebach coming home. And I think he was really about to. He was tempted. You could see he got off the third base bag, but then right when Linebach heads up play by Linebach to come into home plate, and to get Linebach right back, or Kwapnowski, right back to third.
Linebach, leg kick and deals. Walks Morrison, and now Malachi Lopez will come up. He singled. And then reach on the fielder's choice as there will be a coach's meeting on the bump. Possible change. I don't really see a reliever warming up. Maybe just to calm down Linebach. I mean, you've given up only 3 hits in this one. And only 1 run thus far. As now there's runners on the corners, sure. And a possible steal from Morrison. What do you think our head coach Jamie's talking to Linebach and his fielders about?
just focus on Lopez. All you need to do is get one out. That's what you would talk to him about in the top of the second inning when they had 2 outs and nobody on, and then they got runners on the corners. All you need to do is focus on the next batter. Say, hey, we need 3 strikes. We need a play from the infield who has played exceptionally well throughout this ball game. All you need is 1 out, and Leinbach has delivered 5 strikeouts. He can do it again, and he can get help from his infield.
And it's a righty-righty matchup this time against Lopez. Against Morrison, it was a righty-lefty matchup, one of the most dangerous matchups in sports. As Leinbach now sets on the rubber, pitches home. Fouled off to the right side. Down the first base line, hits the netting. Counts 0-1. Leinbach back on the rubber, trying to possibly move quickly. Comes to, deals. Swing and miss, got it by Lopez.
And that's another ball down low and a bit on the outer half of the plate. Briggs Richard able to dig it out, but those Sasquatch hitters, they're trying to swing it. Those pitches down low, they obviously see something in Leinbach, but they haven't been able to hit any today.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch home. Ground ball to the shortstop and Taylor. He gathers it, swings it over to first, and Quinn Love gets in, and it will be a safe as possibly beat it out or Lud was off the bag.
It looked like Ludvigsen had stepped off of the bag right when he got the ball.
And the Sasquatch take the lead. Honestly, that's one of the best plays that you can only expect from Taylor. As a hard ball, he got it to the gap, got it on a bounce, and just swung it over. Good throw. Just a little bit outside of Quinn's reach.
Yeah, just a little bit low and outside, and Quinn not able to keep his footing on the first base bag.
Pitch home. Chopper to the first baseman, Ludvigsen. He throws over to Leinbach at first. They give up 1 run, but it's only 1. Some damage, but it's only 1 run and another hit as we will move to the bottom of the 6th where the Zap hope to tie it up or possibly take the lead. We'll be back after this quick ad break. You're watching Oahe Zap Baseball.
If you are interested in just learning more about the payment processing industry, or if you're wondering if your rates are good, that's exactly why CHIP exists. We can set up a short meeting to have a discussion about your business. We can evaluate different options and present to you a few different ways. You can give us a ring, 605-569-3752. You can also go to our website, it's chip.cc. We would love to help you. Our #1 goal is to educate you. Did you know that this is how the payment processing industry works? There's a cost from the card brands nobody can change. There's junk fees that sound like they fit. Having a custom fit solution is another reason people move to CHIP. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
Back toward the bottom of the 6th, Zap trail for the first time in this one, and it's been a quick one thus far, Brandon. It's been about an hour and a half, and we're almost through 6 innings.
It's been a quick one, and in part due to the pitchers, and a big part also due to the infields and the defense. It's been quite a show defensively, especially on the infield for both of these teams, who have come in struggling on that side of the ball. And you look at Cy Taylor, Mason Melton, and Quinn Ludvigsen, Gavin Frazier for the Zap, and they've all had pitches from grounders that they've missed, that they've got let through the gaps, that they haven't been able to field. And for the better part of today, they've been on point, and that has allowed Leinbach to sit back and say, hey, my infielders have my back. I can sit back, just throw one pitch at a time, and same thing for Beatty, too. Beatty has been a little bit wild here and there. He's thrown a few pitches down low and away, and same with Leinbach. But both have had their defenses come through when they needed to.
Yep, only 2 hits from the Zap. One of them from Farwell as he takes his at-bat in the left-hander's batter's box. Contrary to the righty and Beatty. Righty, not righter. Beatty deals. Hop up down the left field line. That will drift out of play. Heads up, fans, in the grass as a couple kids will race towards the ball and try and get it. As Beatty comes to, Farwell spins the bat. Beatty leg kick and deals. Swing and miss, got it by Farwell. 0-2 count early to the DH in this one. Catcher yesterday. 0-2 count. Winds has died down a little bit. Still up though. Beatty deals. Fouled off to the backstop. Good job to battle from Farwell. Count will remain 0-2. As Zap sit with 2 hits, and the umpire will talk. Say a couple words to Beatty. Interesting there. Contrary to the 4 hits for the Sasquatch, as it says 3 on the scoreboard. And 1 error. They have 2, however. As Beatty, right side of the rubber. Slow pitching here in the 6th inning. Sets and deals. Ball low inside to the dirt. As the count will move 1-2. 1-2, no outs. As never mind. Forget what I said about the wind. It's picking up just a little bit. Pitch home. Got it by Farwell. And he'll walk back to the dugout. And second strikeout from Farwell.
Well, that was interesting pitch sequencing because first you go with the fastball on the 2-1 or 1-1 count. Excuse me. You get it by Farwell, and then you go back down low, and you're able to get Farwell to chase.
As Beatty tries to continue his good outing here against Zap. Leg kick and deals. Ground ball to the shortstop in Fuhr. He'll swing it over to first in Moeller to make the second out. And quick moving from Beatty. Strikeout to Farwell and an easy 6-3 from Richards. And now Quinn Logvinson, the first baseman, walked in the first, flew out down the right field line in his last at bat back in the 3rd inning. As Beatty will come to, leg kick and deals. Ball inside, low. 1-0 count with 2 outs. Zap trail 1-2. Nothing like the big game yesterday where it was an 18-10 victory from the Sasquatch as Lugvinson watches strike 1. And that game was long. It was almost 4 hours, Brandon. And this one, we're almost through 6 in only an hour and a half. Pitch home. Ball into the dirt. Bounces and hits the catcher in Swain. Moves to a 2-1 count. Lugvinson wearing 11 as the American flag sends wind, possibly inside, keeping the ball inside the park. As Beatty sets, leg kick and deals. Strike called as the count will move 2-2. For a second there, I already thought 2 strikes were on the field, so I thought that was a punch out. But nope, 2-2 count, pitch home. Fouled off to the backstop. As the batter in Lugvinson will do a quick circle and move back to the batter's box as he waits, moves the bat back to his back, brings it over to the head, steps back in. Pitch home from Beatty. Swing and a miss. Nope. Foul tip back to the dugout, to the backstop, excuse me.
Yeah, that pitch was inside. He was tempted, and he did swing at it. Ball looked like it caught the middle of the barrel and just fell off behind the backstop.
Pitch home from Beatty. That's a ground ball up the middle. Gets by the middle infielders in Fuhr. And that will be a single from Lugvinson.
Yeah, just able to get beyond the outstretched arms of Fuhr. And usually a play Fuhr will make. Hesitated a bit. He didn't know where it was going to go. And the grounder just able to dribble right into that center field gap. And now a man on with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th for the Zap.
Beatty sets against Cy Taylor, the shortstop. Play kick and deals. Ball outside and low. Taylor watches.
Yeah, good stop by Swain there, the catcher, as he was able to dig under it and not allow it to get behind him and potentially allow the runner to advance to second.
Hopkinson takes an aggressive lead. Does not run as Taylor shoots it to the second baseman. Nope, not the second baseman, but a throw to the first baseman in Moeller. And Cy Taylor's safe.
Certainly looked like the line drive would have been able to get to Lopez and he would have been able to field it and throw to first in time. But instead, the pitcher, Beatty, collects the line drive, throws it, but not in time.
Intrigued to see if that will be charged an error. As the head coach for Spearfish will want to talk to the first base umpire. And normally if you're an umpire, maybe you'll have your home plate umpire come talk to you too. But no, just talking to the first base umpire. As they will move the conversation to home plate. And if Taylor's safe at first, it would be hard to overrule this, especially with no cameras watching it. It would definitely be hard to overrule. And do you think, I'm intrigued to see what the game changer says, but do you think that's an error? He takes his time a little bit.
He does, and that happened in, I believe, the 4th inning of play, where Lopez also took his time to Moeller, and Gavin Frazier nearly beat out the play. And Beatty took his sweet time with it, and Cy Taylor was able to beat out the throw from Beatty. Now 2 men on with 2 outs and man in scoring position. We'll see if the Zap can tie up this ball game.
As the left fielder Connor Goldberg steps into the box. As Beatty comes to, sets and deals. Ball low and outside. That gets by the catcher and Swain. Runners advance to second and third. And the runner in Ludwigson thought about potentially rounding third. But Coach Jamie halts him there.
Yeah, it looked like the catcher Swain had grabbed it just as he was rounding third. And if he did, it would have been a close play at the plate. But I don't believe he would have gotten there in time. So good job listening to Coach Haberger's advice.
Shout out fans commenting. I thought it was the camera lens. No, it was the window for the little smudges. Goldberg steps back into the box. 1-0 count. 2 runners on the pond. 2 ducks on the pond, they say. Pitch home from Beatty. Call ball. Good eye from Goldberg.
Yeah, that was a close ball outside and a little high. And not able to catch the strike zone. The strike zone's been tight today, especially in the top half. 2-0 the count now.
Goldberg trying to play a hero for the Zap. Pitch home. Ball 3 outside. And you have Landon Meyer on deck. Potentially loading the bases here with 2 outs. As Beatty sets, runners take their lead in Ludwigson. Pitch home. Watches strike 1. Good play there from Goldberg. You never really want to swing on 3-0 unless you can make it a hit. And against an infield and fielding like this team for Spearfish, it is difficult to get one by. But the team has managed this game. Pitch home. Goldberg watches ball 4 outside and low. And Goldberg will walk to first, and the bases are loaded for Landon Meyer.
Looks like we did have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for the Sasquatch.
And I know bases are loaded, but obviously Spearfish is up by 1 run, and yes, a new pitcher will come in. We'll get you fans watching at home We'll get you that number and name here shortly. And I'm surprised, even though bases are loaded and you have a 1-run lead, I'm surprised they get a new pitcher in, Brandon.
Well, you had that same situation, I believe, 2 games ago with the Casper Spuds taking out their starting pitcher with with bases loaded, and the Zap are still able to score 3 more runs. So, but this situation now is different because you have 2 outs. So all you really needed was 1 out from your starting pitcher.
Waitley. Sorry, fans at home, I had to mute it to make sure that we were getting correct pronunciations. Excuse me. Can barely talk now as the Zap try and potentially tie this up with bases loaded and 2 outs.
Yeah, Waitley Kolopek coming in for the starter.
And Carter Beatty.
Yeah, Carter Beatty.
Kolopek will talk to his catcher and Swain before he pitches to Landon Meyer, the lefty, wearing personally my favorite number in 24.
Now, Kolopek from Crowder College, a freshman. He played the Zap on the 27th. He pitched 2 1/3 innings, walked 2 batters, but also struck out 3.
Kolopek, right side of the rubber, comes to, moves the leg a couple times, sets and deals. High fly ball from Meyer that drifts to the right fielder in Kwapanowski, and he makes the easy routine catch. First pitch swinging, I find that a little interesting, but good swing there from Meyer. Unfortunate result as we'll move back to Brandon Whaley for the top of the 7th and 7th inning of play-by-play. You're watching Oahe Zap Live.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm with CHIP. We're a local payment processing organization based out of Spearfish, South Dakota. You could think about CHIP as an extension of your payroll. With CHIP, you get a customized solution for your business, as opposed to if you're just going to go online and find a payment processor, you get whatever they do. It's just whatever they have out of their box is the box that you get put into. With us, we actually are looking at custom solutions that fit what you do. We sit down with you, we break it down so you understand what you're looking at. That way you can make an informed decision about your business and what is the right thing for you to do. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
And we are back with the 7th inning of play here at Hyde Stadium. The visiting Sasquatch of Spearfish leading the home Oahe Zap 2-1. Zap have 4 hits, Sasquatch only 3, but they do lead, and that's where it matters on the scoreboard as we have a little bucket toss with the Zapettes down on the field.
It's actually, because the scoreboard's wrong, both teams have 4 hits.
Hey, there you go. Thank you, Nick.
But yeah, Benjamin Fuhrer, the shortstop, will lead it off.
Yep.
As we do the bucket toss game. No one has yet to hit. In news of Justin telling us yesterday, no one hitting the green bucket yet.
Yeah, well, it's like I told him yesterday, it's like those carnival games at the state fair. They always seem winnable, but when you go up and you play to win and you give them their money, it's never as easy as it seems. As looks like we have a new pitcher for the Oahe Zap. It is not Ridge Linebuck anymore. It is A.J. Ponciano, the right-handed pitcher out of Saracosa Community College, taking over for Ridge in the 7th. And Ridge will have the stats on him in a bit, but his outing was a beaut, only allowing 2 hits and 4 runs, or 2 runs on 4 hits. as we have Benjamin Fuhrer, the shortstop, coming up to the plate to lead off this 7th inning of play. We're glad you could join us here on the live stream. The pitch from Ponciano is a swing and a miss at a ball outside. Dug out by Briggs Richard. 0-1 the count now. Nobody on as we get underway in the 7th inning. Second pitch of the at-bat ready. Ponciano delivers a swing and a foul tip back into the netting. 0-2 the count now. As a bat boy delivers another ball to the umpire. He goes back to the Zap dugout. Ponciano working on an 0-2 count. Nobody on, nobody out. Benjamin Fuhrer, the shortstop, readies. Ponciano delivers a grounder. Cy Taylor throws to first to Ludvigsen, is in time and will retire Benjamin Fuhrer.
Yep, another great play from Taylor. This time being able to keep Ludvigsen on the bag. A little reach, but good thing Ludvigsen is tall, so he can make that good reach.
Yep. And we will move back to the top of the order with Bo Iandoli, the left fielder, coming up to the plate with one out, nobody on in the top of the 7th. Sasquatch leading by 1. Ponciano, the first pitch of the at-bat, swing and a miss. Ball on the outer half of the plate when it was down the middle. 1-1 the count, 1 out. 2-1 the score between the visiting Sasquatches of Spearfish and the Zap as Iandoli steps back into the batter's box. Ponciano readies, kicks and deals. Pitch catches the lower half of the strike zone right at the knees. It's 0-2. Initially looked like it would even up the count at 1 apiece. Not to be, says the home plate umpire. Iandoli readies for the 0-2 count. Ponciano delivers. Swing and a line drive. Base hit into right field. Landon Meyer will throw to Gavin Frazier, the second baseman. And a 1-out single from Bo Iandoli at the top of the batting order will lead Dominic Torres to the batter's box with 1 out and 1 man on. Top of the 7th, Sasquatch still leading 2-1, trying to extend their 1-run lead. Ponciano sets and delivers. A bunt from Dominic Torres. No throw as both runners will advance. Iandoli to second. And on the bunt, Dominic Torres goes to first.
And we saw those plenty against the Spuds. Only 3
did we?
attempted bunts here. 2 or 3, excuse me. But I have Ridge's final line when you want it, Brandon.
All right, I'll let you give it to our fans after this first pitch offering from Ponciano to Kwapnowski, the right fielder. The first pitch right down the middle for strike. And what are the numbers from Ridge Linebach?
Linebach pitched 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, similar to his opposing one in Beatty.
Ponciano delivers a foul back and out of play into the concourse, maybe the road, as that will give us an 0-2 count. Men on first and second, 1 out. Iandoli at second. Dominic Torres on the bunt, stays at first. Decent leads. Ponciano looks back to second, now kicks and deals. Swing and a grounder. Gavin Frazier, he has it, throws over to first and Ludvigsen.
And that's what you
Kwapnowski.
That's what you want to do. You don't want to be aggressive. Try and get the runner out at second. Try for a double play. Get the easy out. Move it to 2 outs. And now any out counts.
Correct. Ponciano gets back on the bump. Runners on second and third. Bo Iandoli, the left fielder, at third. Dominic Torres off the bunt. Now at second. Crew Moeller, the first baseman, readies. The pitch from Ponciano is a strike, a swing and a miss by Moeller on a pitch on the outer half of the plate. 0-1 the count, 2 outs, 2 men on. Ponciano kicks and deals, swing and a miss again. This time a bit inside. But Crew Moeller decided to chase and now down 0-2 with 2 outs. Sasquatch still leading by 1, but trying to add more. Ponciano, the grounder to Cy Taylor. Mishandled. Oh my gosh. Cy Taylor had it. He hadn't made a mistake all day. And a crucial 2-out error by Cy Taylor scores Bo Iandoli, which will extend the Sasquatch lead by 2. It's 3-1 now in the top of the 7th, and Ponciano has to be fuming inside of his head. He had the out, and Cy Taylor couldn't get it done. Benjamin Melendrez takes the ball down low and outside. 1-0 the count. Runners on the corners. Dominic Torres at third. Moeller at first, thanks to the error by Cy Taylor, the shortstop. Ponciano sets and delivers a second pitch to the at-bat. Right at the ankles. 2-0 now the count. Couldn't catch the lower part of the strike zone. Ponciano looks back to first. Now readies. Now he throws back to first. And Moeller's back in time, sliding in.
Yeah, Brandon, I don't know if Taylor gets that out because Moeller was running.
He was heading towards first as a foul tip back into the net from Melendrez.
Because Taylor was taking his time. Sure, it got away from him. But I think Moeller was going to be safe regardless.
Looked like he didn't come up to meet the ball. He just let it come to him. Ponciano readies for the 3-1 offering to Melendrez. He kicks and delivers down low.
And a dangerous situation here.
Yep, 3-1 the count, 2 outs. Ponciano trying not to load the bases. With already a run given up and a 2-run lead for the Sasquatch. And the Zap Bats having been silent the past 6 innings as a throwback to first, not in time.
I'm intrigued with them wanting to keep the runner there in Moeller. You have 2 outs. Just face on the batter.
Ponciano looks back to first. Now readies. Briggs Richard sets the pitch. Swung back, fouled into the netting. Melendrez will now have a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Men on the corners for the Sasquatch. Leading by 2. Ponciano trying to get out of a jam. Looking back to first. He sets, kicks and deals. The pitch down low. Moeller was heading for second, but it doesn't matter anyways because he's going to get there via the Melendrez walk, which loads the bases. And now you got to be careful with Maddox Morrison, the center fielder, up to bat for the Spearfish Sasquatch. Still 2 outs, though. All you need is a pop-up or a ground out. And Ponciano can get out of a jam with only 1 run allowed.
Morrison has reached base every time.
High pop-up just like I called, but out of play. Foul territory.
I'm surprised that they don't call time here, but because that ball is in play down the left field line.
Yep.
But I think they're just going to keep it there.
Yep, just landed before the left field fence. Ponciano readies for the 0-1 count. Bases loaded. He kicks and deals. Swing and a miss at a ball down low. 0-2 the count now. All you need is 1 strike from Ponciano and you got out of a jam. Torres at third. Ponciano readies. Maddox Morrison readies. The pitch down low. 1-2 the count now.
Got to get out of this inning. Give your batters a chance to score. As Briggs will go talk to Ponciano.
Melendrez at first.
Mueller at
Mueller
second.
at second, yep.
And Torres,
And Torres
third.
at third. Ponciano steps back on the rubber. Briggs Richard now puts his mask on. And Maddox Morrison readies for the 1-2 offering from Ponciano. Kicks and deals, swing and a foul. Took a big hack at a 1-2 fastball and tipped it. And we'll redo the count.
Ponciano trying to be clutch like some goats wearing the number 12.
The pitch, swing and a high fly ball. Deep to right center field. It will drop in front of Landon Meyer. 2 runs will score. Digging for home is Melendrez. And the throw to third is not in time to retire Morrison. A stand-up, or sliding triple, which drives in 3 runs and a back-breaking 7th inning for the Oahe Zap, as the Sasquatch now leads 6-1.
And it's just making that with 2 outs. You have your pitches. Just got to find the zone and not allow that runner to walk and possibly load the bases like he did.
These mistakes, the small mistakes for the Zap, have cost them. 6-1 now. The Sasquatch have broken open the game as that pitch is outside for ball 1. 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Man on third is Maddox Morrison, the center fielder. Ponciano kicks and deals. Swing and a miss at a ball down low and on the outer half of the plate. Evens up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ponciano trying to keep this at a 5-run ball game after he let up 4 in this top of the 7th. Looks at the man at third. Now kicks and deals. No, it will not be called a strike. Wow. Just on the outside corner. It did not catch the strike zone. 2-1 the count now. 2 outs. Maddox Morrison at third. Ponciano kicks and deals. Up high for ball 3. Ponciano had 2 outs and could not get that final out, and still hasn't been able to get him as he looks at the man at third and Morrison. He kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Now a full count, with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. 6-1, the Sasquatch have broken open this game. Ponciano trying to keep it at a 5-run ball game. Ponciano kicks and deals. Down lows. And Malachi Lopez will be walked. With now runners on the corners.
We're getting close to going around the whole lineup. If Swing gets on or does something, Fuhr will come up. And he led off this inning when he grounded out to shortstop inside Taylor.
Indeed, Hayden Swain, the catcher, working with runners on the corners. The pitch, high fly ball, deep left center field, back and caught by Connor Goldberg to finally retire the top of the 7th order from the Spearfish Sasquatch, but not before they put up 4, including a sliding triple, which brought in 3 Sasquatches to make the score 6-1 in favor of Spearfish. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 7th inning. You're watching Oahe Zap Baseball.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm with CHIP. We're a local payment processing organization based out of Spearfish, South Dakota. You could think about CHIP as an extension of your payroll. With CHIP, you get a customized solution for your business, as opposed to if you're just going to go online and find a payment processor. You get whatever they do. It's just whatever they have out of their box is the box that you get put into. With us, we actually are looking at custom solutions that fit what you do. We sit down with you, we break it down so you understand what you're looking at. That way you can make an informed decision about your business and what is the right thing for you to do. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
And we are back with the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is the Zap 1 and the Spearfish Sasquatch 6. As Dominic DiCarlo, the man in the 9-hole, normally reserved for the 1-hole in the first opening series of the Independence League against the Casper Spuds. He led off the Zap 3 straight games, but has now turned back to the bottom of the lineup, trying to make some magic. Now down 5. The Zap were in this ball game. If you hadn't been tuned in to us before, it was a 1-run ball game. It was a tie ball game up until the top of the 6th inning when the Sasquatch scored 1, but it was still 2-1. A very close ball game before a sliding triple by Maddox Morrison, the center fielder for the Sasquatch, on an 0-2 count with 2 outs in the top of the 7th, made the score 6-1. A.J. Ponciano was close many times to retiring the side, but could not, and that's where we stand.
I have Carter Beatty's final line if you want it, Brandon.
All right, give it.
Carter Beatty pitched 5 2/3, gave up 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned,
Cool.
5 walks, 5 strikeouts.
There we go. Thank you very much, Nick, our stellar scorebook keeper. And the pitch down low gets away from Swain, but nonetheless, it's still 1-0 the count. DiCarlo gets back in the batter's box. Kolopek readies and delivers. Swing and a miss. DiCarlo took a big hack at a ball inside, and he came up with nothing but air. 1-1 the count. Nobody on, nobody out. 6-1, the Sasquatch lead. Kolopek delivers. Grounder to Moeller. He's going to flip to the pitcher, Kolopek, and he is not in time. Wow.
Wow, I don't know about that one.
Kolopek,
As the head coach for the Sasquatch will want to come out and talk.
yeah, Kolopek, he came over running because the first baseman Moeller came in to field the grounder, and he jumped right on the bag just as DiCarlo was. A bang-bang play. It was close. But if DiCarlo is indeed safe, we will go back to the top of the order with Mason Melton, a third baseman, up to bat with the leadoff single provided by Dominic DiCarlo.
I mean, I understand wanting to talk to your home plate umpire, but I don't think the home plate umpire had a good view on that.
No,
Because you're blocked by DiCarlo, you're blocked by the pitcher in Kolopek because the play, you can't see the footing. And the field, yeah, they're going to call him safe. Coaches, I'm sure, both wanting a review booth here at Hyde Stadium if possible. It's a good single there from DiCarlo.
as I mentioned earlier, Melton will come up to the plate with a man on first in Dominic DiCarlo. Kolopek ready for the first pitch offering. Nods again, now kicks and deals. Did he go? Yes, he did. Another pitch on the inside. 0-1 the count now.
Melton in risk of losing his 5-game hitting streak.
Melton slings the bat over his right shoulder. Readies. Kolopek delivers another pitch. Inside, the throw to first is not in time to retire DiCarlo, but it's an 0-2 count already for Mason Melton, who has been a stand-up batter for the Zap these past few games. Can he deliver with nobody out? One on in the bottom of the 7th. Kolopek readies, kicks and deals. Pitch right down the middle for a called strike 3. Looking. And Mason Melton is down on strikes. Gavin Frazier, the second baseman, coming up to the plate with Dominic DiCarlo still stuck at first base. Gavin Frazier readies for the righty-righty matchup. Kolopek throws right back to first. Not in time, though, to retire DiCarlo as he's back sliding safely.
Wind is howling now here in the bottom of the 7th. Trees moving, flag moving towards left field.
Kolopek sets, nods, and delivers. Pitch on the inside, catches the corner for strike 2. 0-2 in the count now, 1 out. Man on first, it's DiCarlo in the bottom of the 7th. Kolopek readies and deals. Pitch, strike 2. As Gavin Frazier will call timeout as he comes right back to the batter's box. Ty Farwell on deck. DiCarlo at first. Kolopek kicks and delivers the pitch. High fly ball, shallow right field. It will not stay fair. It will just go foul.
Good dive from the fielder.
Yep, just to the right of the first baseline as a dive from Lopez wasn't able to catch that fly foul ball. We'll redo the count at 0-2. DiCarlo at first, 1 out. Zap trying to crawl back into this ball game, having given up a 4 spot in the top half of this inning. Kolopek delivers, swing and a fly ball, deep center field, and it drops right in front of Maddox Morrison, who hit that sliding triple. Now men on first and second for the Zap.
Taste of your own medicine, Sasquatch. Got a ton of those blue pits in Spearfish in the opening series against the Zap.
Yeah. Ty Farwell now the designated hitter. Working on a righty-lefty matchup. And the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Packing serious heat.
Yeah, fastball on the outer half of the plate. Blew it right by Farwell. DiCarlo at second. Frazier at first with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Kolopek ready for the second pitch, offering to Farwell. Looks back to second. Now back to second again. Kicks and deals. Pitch down low at the ankles. Evens up the count at 1 apiece.
You gotta be careful here, Brandon. Gotta be careful of a foul ball coming right back at me with this window open.
Kolopek readies, looks back to second. Now kicks and deals to Farwell. Pitch right down the middle for a called strike 2 looking. 1-2 the count now as Farwell was staring right down the barrel.
Trying to avoid his 3rd strikeout of the game. Currently 1 for 3 with 2 Ks. Both swinging.
Frazier at first. DiCarlo at second. Trying to play a runner are the Zap, trailing by 5. Kolopek kicks and deals, down low and in the dirt. Good stop by Swain, as if he lets that go behind him. That's potentially now 2 runners in scoring position, with Frazier moving potentially to second and DiCarlo to third.
Possibly here it can happen if Farwell walks.
Yeah, but as it is, now 2-2 the count, 1 out. The pitch from Kolopek, swing and a grounder, right to Lopez. The throw from second is in time for a double play to Moeller. And another great showing from this Sasquatch infield as Lopez fielded that ground ball hopped it, threw it right to Fuhrer at second base, and Fuhrer, without any hesitation, whipped it right to the first baseman and Moeller to retire the Zap, and we will go to the top of the 8th inning. The score being 6-1. The Sasquatch have opened up a 5-point lead. We will be back with more Oahe Zap baseball.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm with CHIP. We're a local payment processing organization based out of Spearfish, South Dakota. You could think about CHIP as an extension of your payroll. With CHIP, you get a customized solution for your business, as opposed to if you're just going to go online and find a payment processor, you get whatever they do. It's just whatever they have out of their box is the box that you get put into. With us, we actually are looking at custom solutions that fit what you do. We sit down with you, we break it down so you understand what you're looking at. That way you can make an informed decision about your business and what is the right thing for you to do. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
$12 more outs remain for these teams to make as we reach the top of the 8th. Clouds continue to roll in with the baby blue, kind of blue. Actually, something I didn't notice. We have a rainbow currently.
Yeah, we
right
do.
in front of us. It's a little hard to see. I don't know if the stream can see it just because of the scorebook. Scoreboard. Let's unview it. Maybe move. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a little bit down the left field line. It's very hard to see. As I'll try and tilt up. Maybe we can see it, maybe not.
Maybe trying to get that leprechaun and that pot of gold at the end, are we, Nick?
Well, the Zap definitely need a pot of gold.
Yeah, they need
with the
more
bats.
Yep.
As, I mean, it looks like the ending of it, yeah, it's very, very shy with that rainbow. With the sunglasses, yeah, as it's drifting away. I can still see a little bit. Yeah, I just lost it. Normally don't see a rainbow disappear. Normally it's more, I'm trying to think of the word, more visible than that. As maybe the pot of gold disappearing by the Missouri River. Nonetheless, we move to the top of the 8th as A.J. Ponciano still on the bump. As he sets on the right side of the rubber, delivers. Call ball inside to the batter that started off the 7th inning in Benjamin Fuhrer, the shortstop. Pitch home. A little off-speed pitch, call for a ball. Moves to a 2-0 as the trees behind left field continue to howl with the wind. Late kick of deals. Fly ball to the left fielder. Drops right in front of Goldberg for a leadoff single from Fuhrer.
Yeah, another one of those bloops by the Sasquatch, and they've become the master at them, able to get Goldberg shaded to the right and then come right back with a high-hanging bloop right into that left center field gap.
As it's now back to the top of the order for Bo Iandoli. Only one hit through 4 at-bats. Pitch home. Called strike 1 down the middle. As Iandoli struck out back in the first. Grounded out to the first baseman, Lugmanson. Then grounded out to Melton at third. And then singled and came around to score on an error in the last inning. Pitch home for Ponciano. Call ball outside. Count will move 1-1.
Both teams have been efficient and excellent at not chasing, especially later in this ballgame, not chasing those pitches outside. More high on outside they haven't chased. Low and inside they have, though.
Pitch home. Grounder down the first base line. That's to foul territory. As the count will move 1-2.
Yeah, that's one thing we haven't seen throughout this game is the grounders right back up the middle. We've more seen line drives. We've more seen bloops and long triples that have gotten down for base hits.
As the count is 1-2 with runner at first and Fuhr. Iandoli trying to advance and pitch home. Iandoli watches ball 2 into the dirt. And for Ponziano, off-field activity, golf and weightlifting. Possibly trying to use some of that lifting and blow a fastball by Iandoli to reach the first out in this one. The wind is kind of blowing now, a little in, still a little to the left. Esponcio comes to, pitches home, throw down to second, tag, and the umpire calls out.
Yeah,
in Fuhr.
That was a beautiful throw by Briggs Richard. He's now gotten out 2 runners, stealing second in this ball game, and the throw down to Frazier was intentionally to the backside of Benjamin Fuhr, so that he could slide in, but then he could tag the back. Frazier could before he was able to reach the bag.
As we're currently in pause situation, as they're looking down the right field line, maybe a ball got out, and the umpires are going to move around. Home plate umpire puts his mask back on. And sorry, folks at home, I can't really see down the right field line. Brandon, if I stand up, I can see a little bit, but maybe there's a ball down the right field line. The first base coach.
As long as there's not a black cat running down the right field line for the Zap.
Are you a very superstitious person as the first base, not umpire, but first base coach for Spearfish runs and grabs whatever was over there?
Not really. It's just an interesting little quirk. I remember that Dallas...
Pitch home. Fouled off, out of play, down the left field line, over the Spearfish Sasquatch dugout into the grass.
Yeah, that quite a few NFL games have had at least one black cat appearance throughout their time in the past 20 years.
Ponziano sets and delivers. Another foul off. This one onto the concourse. No, onto the road. Does not hit a car. Almost hits a truck. As we will keep this count at full. As Iandoli staring at his bat or up into the sky as he steps back in to the lefty batter's box. It's Ponziano on the right side of the rubber. He sets, leg kick and deals. Got it by Iandoli on strikeout looking.
Yeah, that's a great job by Ponziano getting Iandoli, to think about that one and freeze just for that split second and blow it right by him, as he had framed up pitches beforehand that were down low, and then he comes right back with the fastball down the middle for strike 3.
Ponziano sets and delivers. High fly ball down the left field line. That will drift out of play. Maybe on the road once again, as I don't see any cars driving by, so actually one hopefully did not get hit by that foul ball. Ponziano back on the rubber. Leg kick and deals. Fly ball to the shortstop and Taylor. He catches the line drive and retires the side as the Zap look to score and keep crawling back in this 5-run deficit. We'll be back after a short little ad break for some Zap bats. You're watching Oahe Zap Baseball Live.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm with CHIP. We're a local payment processing organization based out of Spearfish, South Dakota. You could think about CHIP as an extension of your payroll. With CHIP, you get a customized solution for your business, as opposed to if you're just going to go online and find a payment processor, you get whatever they do. It's just whatever they have out of their box is the box that you get put into. With us, we actually are looking at custom solutions that fit what you do. We sit down with you, we break it down so you understand what you're looking at. That way you can make an informed decision about your business and what is the right thing for you to do. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
And it's bottom of the 8th inning. It's not the last 3 outs, but it's the last 6 outs. And Brandon, we're down by 5. It was a very close game up until Ponciano loaded the bases and gave up a 2-out triple to right center field to the wall. And what did the Zap have to do to score runs here and crawl their way back and possibly tie it up here or tie it up in the 9th and win the game?
I think they have to work the baselines. I think they have to say, hey, we need to rip some down into the corners, because that has been where, in their singular lone win, they have made their success. And I think starting with at least getting a man on base, starting with rattling Kolopek a little bit, they did that initially with Beatty, the starting pitcher for the Sasquatch, but then they got cold. And I think that's where they need to start. Rattle him, get him under pressure, make him see the batters behind him, and then take advantage of that.
I will say one thing that's interesting with the Zap lineup so far, have yet to change stuff up, as they will want to change of a ball.
Yeah, they haven't put in a designated hitter yet, except for Ty Farwell, who was already in the lineup as a designated hitter before we came on air.
Briggs Richards in the box, the catcher, has yet to make a hit. Pitch home, swing and a miss for the first strike. Flied out to second in his first at-bat back in the big first inning, where the Zap scored the first run of this one. Pitch home, swing and miss, got it by Briggs again. And Briggs in the third inning reached on a strike, swinging strikeout, dropped third strike, and it was an error charged to the catcher and Swain. Was an overthrow, and Briggs moved all the way up to second. Pitch home. Watches ball 1 high and in. Count move 1-2.
That's where the majority of pitchers from Kolopek have been, and he's gotten Zap batters to swing at them and miss most of the time.
Pitch home. That's a high fly ball. Shallow center field, The second baseman in Lopez makes the first out here in the bottom of the 8th, and that was a high fly ball.
Yeah, it wasn't the contact you wanted out of your hitter there from Richard. And not a great position you put Ludvigsen in with still 1 out, nobody on.
Kolopek still on the bump. He comes to, sets and deals. Called strike 1 down the middle to Ludvigsen. Ludvigsen reached on a walk in his first at-bat, flew out to center in the 3rd inning, and then reached on a single in his last at-bat in the 6th inning. Kolopek comes set, leg kick and deals. Ludvigsen watches ball 1 low. All ones here in the bottom of the 8th inning as the Zap trails 6-1. Similar hits, not similar errors, and not similar runs on the scoreboard. Kolopek sets, leg kick and deals. Ball 2 into the dirt, reaches the backstop as the Zap player and Eli Vaughn will go grab the ball and retrieve it back to the Zap dugout. Kolopek still on the rubber, trying to give the Sasquatch only 2 pitchers playing today and resting the rest for tomorrow. Pitch home, swing and a miss. Nope, foul tipped it. Ludvigsen will do a circle and move back to the lefty batter's box.
Yeah, just able to get a piece of it as the pitch was down low and inside.
2 balls, 2 strikes. As fans start clapping as that goes away, trying to give Hyde Stadium some electricity. Pitch home, ball outside low to Ludvigsen as he looks to get his 2nd walk of the game or possibly get a hit here and get on for Cy Taylor, who is on deck. Kolopek comes set. Moves the front foot, leg kick and deals. Swing and miss, got it by Ludvigsen. for the second out in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, beautiful job. You had just the previous pitch down low and inside, and that time you go right back to the fastball. And Ludvigsen, he went and chased. And now Cy Taylor set up with a 2 outs, nobody on situation for the Zap, just trying to get somebody on base and keep this inning alive.
Taylor in righty's batter's box. Kalopek deals. Fouled off. Hits the backstop netting and bounces into the field, almost grounding it, moving to first after the deflection. But Aiden Johnson went back to get it, tossed it into the Zap dugout. 0-1 count to Cy Taylor, the shortstop. Wind still howling. Pitch home. Ball low and outside in the dirt. Still partly cloudy skies as the sun possibly begins to set soon as the lights turn on here at Hyde Stadium in Pierce, South Dakota, as the Zap trail 6-1, trying to come back in this one and even up the series and not lose back-to-back series against Sasquatch. Pitch home. Ball 2, low and away outside again. Briggs Richards started off this bottom of the 8th inning with a pop-up to second baseman in Lopez. Then Ludvigsen struck out swinging. Kalopek comes set. Deals. Calls strike 2 on the outside to Taylor. Connor Goldberg, the left fielder, on deck, followed by Landon Meyer, the right fielder, in double deck. As Kalopek sets, leg kick deals. Foul tip back to the to the backstop. As the count will remain all 2s. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Zap trying to start something like they have multiple times with 2 outs as they look to possibly put another run on the board. Their first and only run came in the first inning. Pitch home. Called strike 3 looking. Got it by Taylor. And that's something you don't want to do is get called out strike 3 looking. Especially in the 8th inning where you're trailing 6-1, especially by 5 runs. Well, we'll move to the last 6 outs. Last 3 for the Sasquatch and last 3 for the Zap possibly. As we move to the top of the 9th after this quick ad break, you're watching Oahe Zap Baseball Live.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm with CHIP. We're a local payment processing organization based out of Spearfish, South Dakota. You could think about CHIP as an extension of your payroll. With CHIP, you get a customized solution for your business, as opposed to if you're just going to go online and find a payment processor, you get whatever they do. It's just whatever they have out of their box is the box that you get put into. With us, we actually are looking at custom solutions that fit what you do. We sit down with you, we break it down so you understand what you're looking at. That way you can make an informed decision about your business and what is the right thing for you to do. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
It's the last time for the Sasquatch in this second game as they look to win their back-to-back series against the Zap. As the Zap sit at 1-6 overall record. They lost yesterday at a score of 10-18, where they scored the most runs of their season. And it looks like to me, Brandon, if I can see the numbers, we have a new pitcher.
No, it looks like Ponciano's still back out there.
Yep, it is a 12. It looked to be a 32 with the font that they have on their backs. As 23 will step in for the Sasquatch. Kropnowski, the right fielder, pitch home. Fouled off down the left field line, out of play. Heads up fans, laying down in the grass watching this game. 6-1 game here, top of the 9th at Hyde Stadium in Pierce, South Dakota, as the Zap look to tie this game up in the bottom of the 9th. Pitch home. Ball inside as the batter and Kropnowski bends out of the way. Ponciano sets, right side of the rubber. Leg kick and deals. High fly ball to right field, and that's going to track over the wall, and that's a solo shot from Sam Kwapnowski as he makes it a 7-1 game here in Hyde Stadium in Pierce, South Dakota. And the fielders, everyone knew on the field that that was a home run.
Well, I mean, you look at that pitch, it was up and over the plate, fastball right down the middle, and Kwapnowski was right over it. He wasn't messing around. He immediately recognized it, and he just had a simple swing of the bat, and he has the power to drive one, and that wind, it didn't affect it there. It was easy pickings for Kwapnowski.
Pitch home from Ponciano. Ground ball down the third base line into foul territory as Crew Moeller looks to add on more from the Spearfish Sasquatch. Ponciano awaits a Sasquatch to run down the third base line almost to the wall. That ball traveled pretty decently far. As we await first pitch from Ponciano. As strike one's called to Crew Moeller. Strike two. As it is an 0-2 count. Ponciano trying to get his first out in this ninth inning. Sets leg kick and deals. Another pop-up in the infield. Mason Mellon under it, the third baseman. High fly ball makes the catch for the first out in this top of the ninth inning. Mellon has played pretty dang well here in this Game 2 against the Sasquatch at home. Currently on a 6-game, counting this one, on-base streak. His 5-game hit streak might come to an end. Pitch home from Ponciano. Ball outside low.
And that's one thing you can say about this infield and this defense, that those 4 players have played extremely well today. Compare it to the first few games we have seen out of this defense.
Ponciano sets, leg kick and deals. Ball 2, low and away outside once again. And this has been the miss for Zap pitchers as of late. Low and away and outside to these righties. Count 2-0. 7-1 ball game here. Sasquatch lead. Pitch home. Another fly ball. That's tracks to left field. And that is another home run for the Sasquatch. And first 2 home runs that we see in Hyde Stadium besides Ty Farwell against the Spuds. And both of them come in the 9th inning, Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, that was struck well right from the get-go. You could tell it had a pop to it that you could hear all the way, I'm sure, on the broadcast. And when you strike it that well, Melendrez, it was gone right from the get-go. He diagnosed the pitch just like Moeller did. And now just another extended 7-run ball game.
First pitch from Ponciano to Morrison's call for a ball outside low. Ponciano got pounced on as soon as he came into the game to relieve Ridge Linebach. Pitch home. Call for ball 2 low. Ponciano came into this game, loaded the bases, and gave up a 3 RBI triple to this same batter in Maddox Morrison. Pitch home. Swing and a miss. Got it by Morrison. And just trying to avoid another home run or extra base hit in this 9th inning. And maybe the Zaps can get something going in the bottom of the 9th. Ponciano, right side of the rubber. Sets. Leg kick and deals. Ball into the dirt. Gets by Red. Gets by Briggs. Moves all the way to the backstop. As count will move 3-1. I don't see anyone warming up down the right field line. Yeah, no one's warming up. That's all Ponciano. Pitch home. Strike 2. Call down the middle.
Well, at this point in the ball game, you're down 7. Unless a disaster happens and he loads the bases, it's Ponciano's ball game.
Pitch home. Ball into the dirt. Walks the batter in Morrison. And Morrison has had a game, Brandon. He's gotten hit twice. He's walked twice now and had that 3 RBI triple back in the 7th inning.
Yeah, I mean, the main keys to baseball is just to get on base, and that's what Morrison does. No, he might not be a heavy slugger like the previous batters, like Moeller, like Melendrez, but he's a contact hitter, and those are always very valuable, often sometimes more valuable than those sluggers, because they consistently get on base no matter what time and no matter what the situation is.
Malachi Lopez up with a runner on first in Morrison. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Ponciano looks over at first. Does not throw as he sets. Leg kick and deals home. Another high fly ball. That's in the infield. Gavin Frazier under it makes the routine catch for the 2nd out. Retires Lopez. And now Hayden Swain, the catcher, reached on a walk in his first at bat in the 2nd, then grounded into a double play in the 4th inning. Ground out to Quinn at first in the 6th, and then flew out to left field in the 7th. Pitch home to Swain is called for a ball, 1 low and away. Swain in the right-hander's batter's box, as the runner in Morrison takes his lead at first. Ponciano looks over at Morrison. Ponciano taking his sweet time. Pitch home. Called strike 1 to Hayden Swain. Fielders playing a little back. Lovinson still playing on the bag. Interesting there with 2 outs. 1-1 count. Ponciano trying to get to the at-bats. Pickoff attempt. Morrison's back, safe standing. A little dirt kick up, getting back. As the wind continues to still keep howling. Trees moving in the back where the last home run went from Melendrez to left field. Ponciano comes set. Another pickoff attempt. Morrison's backsliding this time. You got 2 outs. In my opinion, just focus on the batter for Ponciano as he comes set. Stares down. The batter looks over at Morrison at first. He comes set. Leg kick home. Called strike 2. Count will move 1-2. To Swain, trying to avoid Benjamin Fuhr, the shortstop, from coming up, who is currently on deck. And then you got Bo Iandoli in the double deck. Ponciano sets and delivers. Called strike 3, looking, and retires Swain for a backwards K. Gives up 2 solo shots, 1 from Kwapnowski to lead off this top of the 9th, and then flew out. Crew Moeller flew out to third base, and then another home run, this one to left field. And we'll be back for the last 3 outs for the Zap in the bottom of the 9th after these quick ad breaks. You're watching Oahe Zap Live.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm with CHIP. We're a local payment processing organization based out of Spearfish, South Dakota. You could think about CHIP as an extension of your payroll. With CHIP, you get a customized solution for your business, as opposed to if you're just going to go online and find a payment processor, you get whatever they do. It's just whatever they have out of their box is the box that you get put into. With us, we actually are looking at custom solutions that fit what you do. We sit down with you, we break it down so you understand what you're looking at. That way you can make an informed decision about your business and what is the right thing for you to do. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
Well, Brandon, it's the bottom of the 9th, last 3 outs for the Zap. It's been a decently quick game. Great pitching from the starters and good pitching from the Spearfish Sasquatch. as both teams have only pitched 2 pitchers as Kahlo back on the bump.
Yeah, I mean, this game, the score especially is not indicative of how actually close it was, because it was. It was 1-1 going into that 5th inning, where the Sasquatch finally put up another run. It was still 2-1, and then 7th inning it broke. The dam broke, and the floodgates opened, and it was a 4-run inning for the Sasquatch, and then 2 homers, 2 solos from Kwapnowski and Melendrez made it this 8-1 ball game. And it was little mistakes. Those 2 home runs may have been preventable by a different pitch, but the 4-run 7th inning, was a result of sloppy play, of some mistakes by the pitchers, and our play in the infield with 2 outs, which cost us the ball game at the end of the day.
New pinch hitter Blake Imhoff played well yesterday. Pitch home to Imhoff. Called strike 1 outside. As Blake Imhoff replaces Connor Goldberg for this bottom of the 9th. Pitch home. Check swing, pulls it back. Call for a ball. For a second there, I thought the umpire called that a strike. But nonetheless, 1-1 count, no outs. Here at Hyde Stadium, bottom of the 9th, as the Zap trail 8-1. Pitch home. Ball into the dirt, almost hitting the legs of Imhoff. As the Zap try to rally, they did in the 4th inning yesterday, where they had all walks and hit by pitches. No hits in that inning, but they can't. No one's saying no. We've seen wilder things happen in this game of baseball that everyone loves. 2-1 count to Imhoff. Pitch home. Swing and miss. Got it by Imhoff. Imhoff a little bit late on that one, as the count will move to 2-2. Landon Meyer on deck, followed by Dominic DiCarlo. Pitch home. Strike 3 looking, got Imhoff, and Imhoff was frozen there.
He wasn't sure whether that would catch the lower part of the strike zone or not, and it did. The umpire had not called many strikes, especially on that lower half of the plate today. He's been a little bit strict on that half of the strike zone. But Blake Imhoff, not sure what to do there, hesitated, and that cost him an out.
And now Landon Meyer is actually out of this game. Pinch hitting him is Garen Gladhill, one of the top hitters for the Zap thus far this season. Pitch home. Swing and miss. Got it by Gladhill. And I'll tell you, Brandon, Kalopek and Beatty have pitched phenomenally in this game.
They have. It's been their show today.
0-1 count to Gladhill. In the left-hander's batter's box. Pitch home to him. Swing and miss. Got it by him once again. That was a little low.
Yeah, that pitch dropped down. It was first a fastball, then the off-speed down low. And now not in a count where you want Gledhill at 0-2.
0-2 count, 1 out. Bottom of the 9th. Here at Hyde Stadium. Pitch home. Fouled off to the backstop netting. As Gledhill battles. Trying to get on for DiCarlo. And Mason Mellon on double deck. DiCarlo on deck. Struck out once. Reached on a single in his next at bat. And then singled in his last at bat. 2 for 3 on the day. Darren Gladhill pinch hitting for Meyer. 8-1 ball game here as Zap trail by 7. Pitch home. Ball low. 4-1. As the Zap, even if they don't come back, trying to get some sparks going ahead of Game 3 tomorrow at 6:05 for the first day of June. Pitch home. Pop up, out of play, down the left field line, into the grass. Count will remain 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zap with 5 hits compared to the Sasquatch 8. An error each to both teams. Pretty sure Sasquatch with 2 errors. Pitch home to Gledhill. Ground ball down the first base line. That's just in foul territory. Thought that may have been fair. But nope, goes foul. And that was a hard hit ball, Brandon.
It was. If that had stayed fair, that could have gone down the right field line and given the Zap their first batter on base.
1-2 count, 1 out. As Gledhill tries to reach base for the Zap. Kalopak on the bump. Moves his front leg kick and deals. Swing and miss, got it by Gledhill. And back-to-back Ks. Actually, no, excuse me. This is 4 straight Ks from Kalopak, including that 8th inning.
He's been sensational today, and now all he needs is to strike out Dominic DiCarlo.
Trying to finish his relief. A big relief after Carter Beatty pitched 5 2/3. Kalopak comes to, moves his front leg a little bit. Leg kick and deals. That's a high fly ball in the shallow infield from DiCarlo. First baseman in Moeller at first. Retires the side. And the Zap make it a 1-1 game the whole game. And we'll just talk about it more after this quick ad break. And then we'll send it back to tomorrow as the Zap try and take 1 from the Sasquatch. But we'll talk more for the bottom. We'll just talk more after the Zap lose 8-1. Recap after this quick ad break. You're watching Oahe Zap Baseball Live.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm with CHIP. We're a local payment processing organization based out of Spearfish, South Dakota. You could think about CHIP as an extension of your payroll. With CHIP, you get a customized solution for your business, as opposed to if you're just going to go online and find a payment processor. You get whatever they do. It's just whatever they have out of their box is the box that you get put into. With us, we actually are looking at custom solutions that fit what you do. We sit down with you, we break it down so you understand what you're looking at. That way you can make an informed decision about your business and what is the right thing for you to do. Visit chip.cc and book an appointment.
Well, the Zap played well up until that 7th inning, where it just went bananas for the Sasquatch, where they get bases loaded and Maddox Morrison in the 6th hole hits a triple to right center field, makes the game 4-1, and you still 4 or 5-1, and you still think you can maybe get back. It's still reachable, and then you just have homers in the 9th inning. You have more runs in that 7th inning, and it just becomes more unreachable to the point where it's just not reachable. And I don't know about your take. Let's hear it, Brandon.
Yeah, this was a competitive, spirited ball game that was aided by the Zaps' cleanup of mistakes that they had made throughout these past few days and these past few games. Make no mistake about it. Tonight, they played like a better baseball team, no doubt. But at the end of the day, the Sasquatch, great teams find ways to win ball games. And in that 7th inning, when Ponciano comes in for Linebach, you see them take advantage right away. Okay, diagnose. Okay, he's throwing this here. He's going to give us this pitch down low and outside. Don't reach for it. Don't try to strike. Don't try to swing at it. And then when they get the pitch they want, and Maddox Morrison was able to diagnose and say, hey, I have a fastball right down the middle, right down Broadway, and hit that ball on a rope to center field just inside the gap. That clinched the ball game because 3 runs came in there. They eventually left Maddox Morrison stranded on third. But at the end of the day, the Zap bats just couldn't get going. When they had the defensive breakdowns in the previous games, their bats and their offense had shown up. Tonight it was the opposite. Their bats didn't show up, but their defense played a whale of a game until the dam broke, and they just couldn't hold it anymore. And that's really the key of this win from the Sasquatch.
Yeah, and it's just making the game worse as the Sasquatch in the ninth inning with Kwapnowski leads it off with the leadoff homer to right field. That was definitely a no-doubter. And then maybe another no-doubter after Moeller flew out to the third baseman and Melton and Melendrez homered to left field. In your opinion, do you think that was a walk-off bomb? I mean, not a walk-off bomb, excuse me, but a no-doubter?
Yes, both were hit incredibly well to each side of the field, to opposite sides of the field. You could tell by the crack of the bat that both were hit extremely well right down the pipe. And this Sasquatch team has sluggers and great hitters at all depths of their roster. And the Zap, they have diamonds in the rough. They have players who they haven't seen compete at this level before, who are new to this program. And the slow start is a testament to that. They need to figure out what works best, who works best where, and figure it out from there. And like tonight, their defense played extremely well in the crucial stages of the game. Their bats just couldn't get going at the crucial times.
Now, before I send it off back, hoping everyone gets home safe, and give me your, I guess, 1 to 3 key takeaways before we reach Game 3 tomorrow.
I think for tomorrow, the key is stay the course on defense. Make sure you're not thinking before you throw the ball to the first baseman like Cy Taylor. He was juggling a ball that he could have made. It would have been tough, but he could have made at least the catch and the play on. But tonight it was extremely well played on the defensive side. The offensive side, you struck out majority of the time on pitches down low and outside, especially later in the ball game against Beatty, against Kolopek. And the key is to maintain the composure you had throughout the first few games of saying, hey, we're going to work this at bat. We're going to make sure that even if the pitcher strikes us out, we're going to work him 10 pitches, 12 pitches. And by the time you do, and even if you strike out, you still made your mark, because now he's working on a count that he's not entirely comfortable with, and maybe you could take advantage of that down the road. But growth was seen tonight by this Oahe Zap team. They just need to put it all together, and I have a feeling they will in the next few games. Hopefully it'll be tonight in front of a sold-out crowd. Hopefully we see a good crowd like we had here tonight. We had a good crowd here tonight on Sunday night, and tomorrow night, first pitch at 6:05.
Yeah, hopefully tomorrow we'll have good crowd, even though it's a Monday. It's a weekday game. But thankfully it's at 6:05, where maybe not at the beginning we have a big crowd, but maybe hopefully through a couple innings. I mean, if it's like today, maybe we'll have through 3 innings for the first hour or 2, maybe through 4. But I guess for a couple of takeaways for me, maybe they're the same, maybe a little different, but be more. I like how we were patient at the plate. At some points, I think we were too patient with the strike 3 looking. We struck out 10 times, and that just can't happen. And we just need to work on getting the ball in play. So, 1, don't strike out as much. Be a little more patient, but not too patient on the strike 3 lookings. Number 2, maybe play some small ball in these upcoming games where I know we can bunt. Maybe use that more to get on and advance runners. I know for bases loaded, you don't really want to lay down bunts, especially with how good the Sasquatch infielders are. But they can make mistakes, or you can get it by them. We got a couple by them, especially Torres at third. And then I guess this is maybe for third takeaway, maybe for Coach Jamie, maybe for Aiden Johnson in the future. Maybe we keep our leashes a little longer, because in my opinion, Ridge has pitched phenomenally for his first 2 starts. He's pitched 11 innings, given up 7 hits, combined, let's see, I'm pretty sure only 6 runs, as I try and get this for you. Ridge pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned runs in his first outing, and then gives up 2 earned runs in this one. So he gives up 9 hits, 5 earned runs, and that's not bad at all. I think he could have definitely pitched the 7th inning because, I mean, you give up 4 hits, 2 runs, sure. You don't want him to pitch how many. Can you see how many pitches he actually threw? If you could possibly see that. I don't know if you could see that post game. But, yeah, I think we could have given Ridge a little longer leash and maybe waited till he got into some trouble. Especially for Beatty also. Beatty only gave up 4 hits.
Yeah, Ridge Lineback, 99 pitches, just
that's
shy
why,
of 100.
that's why he got taken out. Never mind. If you're at the one century mark, basically, then you're going to get taken out, so you have proper arm rest, even though he won't pitch till the next series, most definitely, because I don't know. I heard the pitch rule from, I'm pretty sure, Eli, of how many pitches and this and that. But, yeah, I think that's my takeaways. And also for Game 3, this is helpful for both teams. Yesterday, not using many relievers. Each team, we used 3 pitchers, 2 relievers, technically 2 starters in Noah Aliff and Brady Glenn, and then Pierce Hollowell. And then they used 3 relievers after their starter and only pitching 2 guys today for both sides. That's definitely helpful for upcoming games with the Sasquatch being short on arms coming into Game 1 yesterday after they played the Spuds. And, yeah, I think that is going to wrap it up for Game 2. Brandon Whaley will have play-by-play duties for 6 innings tomorrow. I'll be on for 3, 4, and 7. For Brandon Whaley, I'm Nicholas Bennett. Thank you for watching Oahe Zap Baseball. And come back for Game 3 as the Zap look to reach their 2nd win in the Independence League standings. Have a nice night, everybody.